Then we're gonna go live with SSP 10th anniversary, boys.
10 shows deep. 10 years.
10 episodes. It took a while. We've been
It took
on
6 months to do 10, but
yeah, we've been on hiatus since CES actually. The week.
that's right.
We were gonna do CES, but then everybody was busy, and then after that, I was switching out my CPU. So it was on me to bring back up the streaming part.
But now coronavirus,
okay.
They've canceled the trade show in Germany. They just canceled South by Southwest. They were canceled. So we've got to bring this information to the people.
Exactly. Well, we're filling the gap that they're leaving behind, you know? Coronavirus won't stop us. I'll be here until I'm dead. No, I was thinking about that the other day, though. I was like, how sweet would it be if I got coronavirus and started streaming? Like, I have coronavirus, and people could watch the progress while I played video games of my life slowly being snuffed out.
Yeah, I was gonna say what happens when it goes south and it becomes less funny and more like, oh god, this guy's
then I get more views. That's the whole point. Yeah, it's all about the clickbait.
Nice.
Streaming with coronavirus. Valorant, I think, was supposed to have something, some show they were supposed to run, and I think they pushed it back, or maybe the alpha or something was supposed to come out. I think they pushed it back. We talked about Valorant a while ago, though.
See, that's I'm not familiar with. I think that was
right before you popped into the podcast.
Yeah. It
was called Project A. And it's by Riot Games, the guys that do League of Legends, and then they...
What? A 5v5 character-based tactical shooter?
Mm-hmm. It's like Counter-Strike mixed with Overwatch. If you look at it, that's
very
how it looks.
Very good looking game.
Yeah, it does look great.
Did you guys play, did you guys try the Bleeding Edge beta?
No. The next one's coming up.
Yeah, that's similar idea as well. Similar, and that's done by the people that did Senua Sacrifice in-house.
Is it?
This looks I like the cell shading. It does look good.
It looks great. And then the skills and everything. We talked about it too. It reminds us of Shadowrun for the Xbox 360. Do you remember that game, Dave?
I do. Yeah, I do.
That was one of the first cross-platform.
First cross-platform. Solid game, I thought.
Precise, consequential, and highly lethal.
They didn't have a release date the last time we talked about it, but now it says it's coming this summer. So,
is there a beta?
I'm sure there's gonna be. I'm sure they're gonna get streamers involved first.
Nice.
I was looking the other day to see if there was a sign up for the beta or the alpha, maybe. I didn't see anything, but I mean, it's going to be good. It's tough. They also have some weird latency reducing solution, I guess. So that'll be interesting to see too. It's supposed to solve the peaker's advantage and everything like that.
Yeah, it looks like they're using dedicated servers with special technology to keep your ping to a bare minimum. So
yeah,
this is the esports crowd.
Excuse me. So here they are with. I'll put the link below the Valorant link, but they actually canceled the early gameplay capture because of the coronavirus. I think they were gonna do an event in LA or something like that, and I remember Shroud talking about it recently in one of his videos.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, if this virus thing keeps expanding like it is, and it's going to change the way people work. With it's going to be a big move towards doing things online, working in the cloud, gaming in the cloud. And I think it might be actually good because
we're talking about doing sporting events without people publicly watching them, at the stadium.
Without fans. Yeah, LeBron said he wouldn't play unless he's playing in front of fans.
It wouldn't be the same. How are you gonna the cheering and the noise and the music that stimulates the crowd? They're little.
Oh yeah, no. Bill's Mafia's going anyway. They'll grab their sick grandma and they'll take her anyway.
Yeah,
we're going, Grandma. We're gonna spend this time together.
It was Grandma's wish to die at a Bills game.
Yeah, being tossed through a fucking table that's on fire. while having the
one
coronavirus.
time or two times or something like that. It's 10 times. Who knows?
Yeah, no, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't think there's really any other great gaming news other than, I mean, I guess Chivalry 2's alpha or beta is coming this month.
Oh no, it's gonna take a chunk out of the Mordau crowd.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, who knows? It depends on how well it's executed. Dave, if you want, you should probably get over to their site and sign up for the beta.
For the
closed beta.
For the Chivalry 2?
Yeah. I'll get you that link.
Nice.
I'll put it in the description too for anybody that watches and wants that.
I do like some Chivalry.
I'll get that later. Actually, you could probably just look up the Chivalry 2 website.
Yeah, I see it right now. Alpha starts March.
It's somewhere in there.
Yeah. It's the return of the ultimate medieval battlefield. Dominate massive 64-player battlefields.
I hope they do
pushing
something.
That pretty hard. They
want
to differentiate themselves, from because Mordau doesn't run well at the high capacity. It's supposed to run between like 24 and like 12 and 24 players total. I mean, like 24 is pushing it, but because the way that their network is set up, it doesn't work as well.
I think it's better with less players because it's not just a crowded slaughter fest.
Yeah, it's a lot harder to gauge incoming attacks when there's like 4 people randomly flailing at your face. So it's, but they're supposed to do it right. They're supposed to have larger scale maps. They're supposed to build the code around that first. So you're supposed to have bigger, large scale confrontation with more siege weapon work and horse work and stuff like that. So they're centering their gameplay around big team battle philosophy, I guess. So
nice.
Hopefully we'll see what they do.
I'm signing up right now for this. Marketing permissions. It wants to know my Discord username.
Yeah. Let it know. That'll be banned.
Choose an option.
I don't know how it's gonna work out because the way I really wanted it to be was more like less. I mean, obviously the 1v1 fights are crucial to a game like that, and the skill gap and everything, making somebody feel as if their skill is much better than somebody else's. But I really wanted like a battlefield experience, like 20 people side by side against another like 20 people side by side, you know? I was wondering if they were going to try and pull something like that off and forsake the 1v1 type combat. But it looks a lot like Mordau, where you have chambering and parries and stuff. So
yeah, they said they might not have chambers in it. I don't think they but they haven't said, I guess.
It looked like there was tons of chambering happening.
Yeah, the chambering it's a feint. It's good. I think you should keep it in.
Yeah. It's a counter to a feint. Really.
Yeah, so I'm in. I'm going to get my alpha on. That's good.
And I hope they build more around the lore, because Mordau has almost no lore. And what I always liked about Chivalry was feeling like I always wanted to be the Masons for 2 reasons. Yeah. Because they were always available, and because you like fell into that role. Like always a dark knight, you know?
Yeah, like I like to cower in the corner and sneak out and stab people in the ankles. And I really need a class that caters to that kind of style.
I think they're going back to classes.
Yeah, they're honing the class skills in, so certain classes can only use certain weapons.
Yeah, see, I
like
that.
Supposed to be like a weapon block pickup where like your class, I don't know if it's your class can pick it up, but you can't use it properly. So like you can't have archers like running around with
penalties for weapons that aren't.
Yeah. You could be a monk. I want to be a monk where I drink the whole time and I heal people. That's it. That's just like bless my fellow knights before they go into battle or during
There's
battle.
Horses though. I'm upset.
Oh yeah. I was told if I used a horse in Mordau that I would no longer be someone's friend.
A horse or
Yeah, or friendship.
archer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The two things that you
yeah.
want to do the most are the two things that
I
you
know.
like.
Yeah.
all.
I went with
Don't tell me
Archer.
what I can't do, and then you end up doing it anyway. That's what I want. I want to be that.
Yeah, riding around on my horse shooting arrows. Yeah.
There's a pickup system like Gears of War. There's I think the parry right now is like almost an infinite hold.
It's a whole. You could hold it.
But
It's
the
a
thing is
holdable
that you're
parry.
projecting like you're blocking, so people do the counter to the block. So, I wonder if they're gonna keep it or if they're. I mean, it's balanceable enough. If somebody's holding block, then you know exactly what to do to get around that.
Yeah, and they could turn your turn cap off. You know what I mean? You don't turn as fast, so people can route around you or whatever. Get away from it. I like the idea of it. It's gonna make it interesting. There's supposed to be like a bunch of unique swings too. It's supposed to add like a ton of like different swinging capabilities. Like you can have like feigns, and then it's gonna be like attack switching. It's not so much a morph, but it's like you're gonna be able to like send an attack and then send in a different direction at the same time, and it's supposed to be like really
alter your attack path.
Yeah, you're supposed to, something like that. They were talking about that. It's supposed to increase the top the ceiling of high level capacity is supposed to be increased dramatically. So there's gonna be like all kinds of really weird shit that you can be able to do.
There's gonna be so much balancing that needs to happen so fast. Like within a week, there should be the first balance. You know what I mean?
Well, there's 6 months of testing. This is supposed to go on for 6 months before they launch the game. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 months. It's a long time.
Is it on Steam yet?
It's not going to be on Steam. Epic Game Store.
Oh,
which
really?
is another launcher that Epic actually is opposed to.
Oh, yeah.
You are opposed to the Epic Game Store, yeah? You think everything's pointless other than Steam?
No, I like Game Pass.
Oh yeah, I love Game Pass.
Game Pass is awesome.
I've kept Game Pass since it launched. Although I do get it for free until like the end of this year or something.
Yeah, I just started paying for it. It's $15 a month, but whatever.
You know what you should have done, and I forgot to do as well, is like you could have that deal where you upgrade for $1. It went for 3 years.
Should have bought 3 years of gold and then save $5 a month for 3 years.
Yep.
Yeah, but whatever. I like pissing away money. It's part of my few worldly pleasures that I indulge in.
Yeah.
Spending my kids' inheritance.
Unfortunately, you won't get that Tesla.
Yeah. Oh, so I will. I'm getting it. All right, so there's the plan. Let's get off topic, but here. So it's a plan been run by the significant other. It's got two thumbs down, but it has the approval of my good friend Epic, who is on board with this plan. So I have a small house. I have a very tiny house, 850 square feet. So this is my
and
plan.
No basement.
No basement.
One story.
So this is my plan. Is one story. Very tiny, very very small house. So I want to put solar panels on the whole entire house, and I want to get the Tesla battery and power my house. Now, our local power company will pay me for any excess electricity that my house generates, which will be a lot if I cover my whole house with solar panels. Yeah, and so it'll be tons.
Solar panels?
Basically, solar panels.
Solar
with
panels.
The Tesla battery. Solar
panels.
Solar panels. Then I get the Tesla, right? And so basically, the electric company is going to be paying for me to have a Tesla. That's going to be great.
Okay. Do you know how much you're going to be?
It's like a $15,000 initial investment.
Yeah, I know, but how much are you going to be getting every month? Well, how long before you pay off the initial investment?
I don't know. I have to do the math. But people that have that set up and have like a 3,000 square foot house are already paid off their solar panels in like 5 years.
Okay. 5 years?
Yeah, but that's not bad.
It's gonna take you a long time before you get a Tesla.
No.
You gotta pay off. You gotta pay off the solar panels first.
No, when you finance the solar panels, and then the money that you're getting from the electric company each month pays the financing.
Are you counting the amount of money that you're saving every month for electricity as well? because that'll help you. Like,
no, that's a good point. Actually, I didn't really consider that. Yeah.
That'll
So
help
let's say
balance out.
So if I pay $100 a month in electricity, and then they pay me $100 a month in electricity, right?
It's like it's like saving $200 a month.
Yeah.
The way that it works is they pay you for what you store and not what you use. And then it's a percentage of how much you store that they actually give you money for.
Doesn't it go back to them? That excess electricity goes to them.
But it goes to the
grid.
They pay you a percent of that excess. So you get like during the summer, you're clocking it in the wintertime, you basically owe them. But like it balances out over the fucking, because New Mexico's sunny.
Oh yeah,
give or take 70-80% of the time.
So 5 years at 15,000 is $250 a month, right? So I could all I have to do is generate that in electricity.
Yeah, it's pretty hard though, because they all right, let me see if I'm not gonna even try to fucking find that. I was looking at it the other day and they had like how much money they pay you per kilowatt, and it's like less than 1 cent or less than per kilowatt.
So Epic, you've been thinking about this too then.
Dude, the Tesla cost, if I did the math right with the formula that Tesla provided, it's like $1.50 a week to fucking run a Tesla. Like it's not from dead. That's not even like, that's if I blew it to fucking basically rolling it into my garage.
And that's without your own solar panels.
That's without solar panels. Cost me $1.50 from dead. So you're looking at probably close to like 70-80 cents a week to charge your fucking Tesla. Well, probably more like $1.60 because you're gonna charge it like 2 or 3 times a week. So that's like next to nothing. It's fucking insane.
Oh yeah, I'm about the solar panel. There's a quote. I don't want to quote. It said that it would give you an estimate.
But the trick is because he's gonna store it. If you store the power, it's a different ball game, because you can like store energy to keep your house running and then have excess energy to fucking give back to the solar company. Yeah. So you, in theory, could actually pay it back quicker if you had a battery. Because what they're anticipating is people don't have a place to store residual energy. So they're going to have to use their energy, and what's left, then they pay them. They pay you for what's left. But if you have it stored, you're always having a consistent charge of something. So then you have a bunch of residual shit left over all the time. So you actually, in essence, you probably could pay it off by having the city pay you, and you're having that battery to store stuff.
The battery is what. Yeah, the battery is what. So this is what it says on the site. It says net metering allows you to actually sell back electricity to the power company. This program works like this: during a sunny day, you likely won't be able to use the electricity your panel produce. Net metering allows you to sell back the power to your power company. Your meter actually runs backwards. Then at night, when your panels sleep, you buy electricity from the power company as normal. If you sell back more electricity during a month than you use, you will have a credit that moves forward to the next month. Oh, so they won't just pay you. Interesting.
Yeah, but if you have a battery backup, you can use that overnight.
Exactly.
You won't need
your residual charge time.
And then during the day, you charge the battery, and then anything excess is being charged back from the company.
And here we have 300 days of sunshine.
Yeah,
it's annoying.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Turn that sun into something productive. There's 2 places. The top 2 places in the world for skin cancer is New Zealand and New Mexico.
New Zealand's bad. That's why the Sauvignon Blanc tastes the way that it does. It's because the
skin cancer.
The thinnest.
Yeah, it's because it's got great. The grapes have skin cancer. Oh my god, that was a good one.
Yeah, so you're gonna Tesla out. You're gonna get the solar panels. Doesn't the state reimburse you for that stuff too? Don't you get incentives?
Tax credits.
Like $5 grand, I think.
Federal solar investment tax,
what are you guys waiting for?
New Mexico state deduction, property tax exemptions.
What are you waiting for?
Oh, yeah. The yes from the other person in my.
How'd you get 2? Wait, how'd you get 2 thumbs down? There's only one other person
because
she gave both thumbs.
Yeah, she said hell no. Yeah, and she
said
what your
it problem was.
I don't know. I didn't sell it right. I gotta present it better. I'm working.
Yeah, I don't know how you did that. You're a salesman. How did you sell it wrong?
She knows she's 25 years of my bullshit, and
she saw right through it. She's like, "You want a fucking Tesla?" You came in about solar panels. All she heard was Tesla. She's like, "No, this is a ploy."
That's how and then I get a Tesla, and that's how the fucking.
No, you should have left that right out.
We should get an X, a Tesla X. That suits
yeah.
you. That's actually more
Model
you.
X,
It has the gold wing doors and everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you guys see the
Or
Hummer?
an S. The S might not be a bad gig either.
I haven't seen the Hummer. I've seen the front of the Hummer. Have you actually seen the actual Hummer?
I have it on. I have the link down.
Oh yeah.
It's down towards the bottom. It's right
I don't know. I
after
can't
the-
get a
Gates and
Tesla
Bronco.
battery and Tesla solar panels and then plug a Hummer into it. It might explode.
No, I know, but at least you know you get to.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, let me know.
They have a whole video for it.
Yeah.
I think I saw
Did you
this.
see GMC?
1,000 horsepower.
Yeah.
Will sound like
GMC
this.
says that
and
they
then
have
it's
a
all
battery
quiet.
that runs like twice as long as Tesla's does. That's probably what they're putting in their Hummer.
So that's the front pic. Do we have a side picture? I don't know if they have a side picture right now. Let me.
There's that. Yeah.
Let me
Where's
look.
the? Yeah. There's the. I've seen the grill. That's all I've seen.
Yeah, but I'm assuming it looks just like a Hummer. I mean, that grill looks.
Yeah, I don't like the Hummers. Though. I don't know.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I've seen the front.
That's a good.
It's
I like that advertising.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hello,
1,000
everyone.
horsepower.
This is Seth.
And think about the torque. Whatever's creating that 1,000 horsepower is going to have stupid torque,
11,500 fucking pounds of it, supposedly.
right?
All of the commercials are like, this is what it sounds like, and there's no noise.
So
Fucking cornball. Fucking GMC. And I like how they brought the Hummer back. What a fucking marketing genius. That's such a fucking ingenious ploy. Like, what's the most gas guzzling fucking economic fucking
Yeah. A
pain in
fucking
the ass
symbol
is
of
the Hummer.
excess. That's what it is.
Exactly. And they're like, and now we have an EV one. And it's like, fucking boom. Here we go. Fucking drop.
Oh, the reveal is in May. May 20th.
Yeah.
They're gonna show
Okay.
the reveal.
Yeah. So I've been doing a lot of research on electric vehicles just because I had my sights set on like a Honda CRV. And
Are you gonna get that
some-
Harley too?
Or Tesla? No.
No.
Why not?
No.
No, the technology is not quite there yet. It's Tesla's doing things that no one else is doing, and the other companies haven't caught up because they
So
don't
you're
have.
waiting for a Tesla motorcycle.
No.
No.
No, the Model X. I would get a Model X right now when they come out. I'd get that.
No, they're here.
They're
The
out.
X's
Yeah.
are here.
Model X is
Is
out.
it X?
Cybertruck.
Which
you
is
mean?
the? Oh, it's Y. You mean? Is that the one?
No,
that's not
Y's
yet?
out. Y's out now too. Yeah, they're shipping them. Supposedly, I guess. So all the people that pre-reserved them, like they're expecting it in like a year, right? Like
Let's
the
go.
end of 2020, and they're showing up in like a month. They're like, oh fuck! Like people are like, what do we do? Because they're like all of a sudden getting a Tesla. Like they're bringing them to their houses now. Tesla was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm done early. Here we go. They're fucking shipping them out.
Yeah.
Dude, they
See,
launched the
power-
performance kits for the Model 3s and the Ys. And
Oh, see,
it
the
increases.
solar- So oh wait, you know what? You can buy solar panels. Holy hell!
Who?
Yeah, Tesla sells there.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's on the
Teslas,
Tesla.
yeah.
Go to the Tesla site. You can buy your
Yeah, let me
solar roof
pull
from
that up.
there. Home
What's
square
that?
footage, 850 square feet. Sorry.
He's just gonna, dude. Just buy it.
Average electric bill, I don't know, 150 bucks a month. Talk to me.
Buy it and sell
Look
it
at that.
later. You know what
Look
I mean?
at that, dude. The solar roof with the actual solar shingles is 17,000.
Yeah, and you only pay like 14, if not
Like-
less.
My 25-year savings is $45,000.
And then you're gonna get tax reimbursements and all type of
Oh, Arizona. Hold
incentives.
on. Not in Arizona.
Solar roof. What's the difference between solar roof? Oh, the shingles. That's what you were
Yeah,
talking
the actual
about.
Solar panel
Mm.
shingles.
I just got a new roof, so I'll do the panels instead of the roof.
Oh man,
The whole,
on.
I don't know, the
Look
whole
at
roof
that.
being, yeah, that's ridiculous. It's 20,000 in New Mexico. I don't know what the difference is.
wow.
That's exemptions. There's
Oh,
different exemptions.
It's just like everything Tesla. You can get it with $100 down today. That's funny.
They just want to get everybody like Tesla is gonna
$100.
suck people in with credit. The world is gonna be indebted to Tesla within like 10 years.
That's crazy.
That's how you
You
build
can't
your
even.
business.
You can't even really. It's hard to finance a Tesla. You can do a financing through them, but really you have to go to a bank and get a car financing. It's not like where you go to an auto dealership and then they shop your financing, everything. It's different to get financing. from
I
Tesla.
finally ran across a Tesla shop like near me.
See, that's
Yeah, they don't even try
that's-
to talk you into their
that's
cars.
one thing. And that's what I've told Epic. I said, listen, one reason I can't get one right now is because where the hell do I take it if it needs to be fixed? Because there isn't a Tesla place here.
Yeah, there is. If you got, I think if you have the charging stations, you have a shop. I think that's how they like do it. I think, yeah. Let me.
No, there's a Tesla. There's a Tesla fucking customer service hub here. I know that.
That's probably the shop.
It's not. They don't sell the cars in New Mexico. Not,
I gotta make sure my wife doesn't walk in on me. I got fucking solar panel tabs and fucking Tesla tabs.
It's all like porn.
What are you doing?
Oh, nothing.
Yeah.
Hugging his monitor.
Porn-up is not a problem. That is a problem.
Credit cards out, like
what
the fuck?
Credit cards out.
Give me that right now.
While it's just laying there open. Yeah, just fucking trying to figure out which one has enough credit on it.
Yeah, it's like the box of lube and tissues. That's what that is. Yeah. Oh fuck!
Trying to put it away all quick. Nothing. Oh, that's fucked up. Let me see here.
Yeah, they gotta have a shop somewhere near you in Albuquerque.
Tesla, Albuquerque.
I was looking. I don't know. Sir, do they have a plate like?
They have a repair station, but they don't have a sales.
Yeah, they do have a. Yeah, they do have a. Find us, Tesla, Albuquerque.
Tesla service station. Yeah, there you go. You got the Find Us website.
Yeah, they have a service station. Your car is like intellectually hubbed, so like they're all interlinked. So if something's wrong, you get told by Tesla. Like all your fucking tires are fucked up. And
I don't know if you guys have one.
Yeah, I don't think we do. We have a supercharger. Probably in the Walmart parking lot.
The closest one's probably Arizona then.
It's at Applebee's. You gotta be kidding me. It's funny. Applebee's by the freeway is a Tesla supercharging station.
Yeah, those are the you don't want to supercharge every day either, so
I can drive my Tesla to there and then ride the bus to work and then ride the bus back to my Tesla and then drive my Tesla home.
No, you don't drive that much.
No.
Do you think you get like what's the max one? 500? Their max range package is like 500 miles.
Depends on the car, I think.
I think they all have. Let's see. That Model X with the gold wing doors. Come on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Room for 7. Oh, 351 miles range.
Dude, the thing is, it has the gold wing doors, and they have the fucking biometric, the 99.99% HEPA air filters on them, so you can drive around in biohazards, and it keeps you fucking safe. Has the best crash rating of any vehicle in history. It's like 98% success rate. Like you can't die in an X. Almost impossible.
Yeah, the long range is 351.
The Model Y isn't on their site.
Yeah, it is. Model Y. Right next to the Model X up at the top, before the solar roof.
Model X, Model S. I see Model S, Model 3, Model X.
One more.
Oh, Model Y. There it is. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh. That's the one. That's the one I think I like. I don't like that there's I don't know. Kind of looks like a Beetle bug, a Volkswagen Beetle. Kind of.
Gold wing on the back.
Order now.
As soon as a car sells with suicide doors, I'm about it, but they're illegal. Places. So Model 3 is pretty nice. I don't like, but the one problem I have with the Teslas is I don't like any of the Teslas without a grill or at least some air intake in the front.
Yeah,
they look weird.
I was just looking at that with the Model Y. It's just smooth, shiny.
Yeah,
it's
like well, it's got the little. It's got.
That's where bugs go to die. It's because it's shellacked with bugs. Huh.
Want the Model S?
Ultrasonic sensors. It's got a lot of technology.
$100 down, I'll get a Model S. 73,000 for the long range. 93,000 for the performance.
Ooh, okay, order now. What's my long range? What's long range?
I told you about the guy that put together 2 Teslas. They were both water damaged, and he took the parts from each and made one. Then he had to track down the key because you can't get them to make a key for it. You have to find the. So he looked in the GPS settings from the Tesla and found the home address of the guy. Send him a letter or something. The guy had the key still. Gave it to him. Lucked out.
What happened?
This guy bought a Tesla that was water damaged because he wanted to see if he could repair it. So he bought it for like, I think it was 30 or 40 grand. And basically rebuilt it. But he needed some parts, so he bought another Tesla Model S. And took the parts that he needed from that one, but the original one that he was working on, he still needed the key, and Tesla wouldn't help him out in getting a new one. So because they don't like to help with that type of, they're weird about that stuff. So he had to track down the original owner using the GPS and ask him if he still had the key, and he did. So he went a couple 100 miles to go get the key. But I think he ended up and then when he sold off the remaining parts, I think he ended up having a Model X for, 10 grand or something. He was on the Joe Rogan podcast, Rich Rebuilds, I think.
Wow.
So my Model Y would be 61,000. 62.
That's not bad.
That's
Model
actually not bad
Y,
at all.
Model X.
Model Y.
You want the Y?
Yeah, I like the Y. In white with the induction tires. 5-passenger seating and the autopilot computer.
Yeah, you got to get the autopilot.
You gotta wait till next year for the 5 passengers.
Hey, no, but I can get a 72-month loan for a low $898 a month.
Whoa. With zero down.
No, that's with 4,500 down, ironically.
That's basically zero down on something like that.
Jesus.
But it's not basically, but it is.
Yeah, there's no way to spin that. But it's only...
No, well, think about it. So you take like a $500 car payment, right? And then you add like, depending on the size of the car, so something like that is probably like $120 in gas. So that's like $600 that you're paying between those two. And you're only paying $200 more than that. Plus you're getting a fucking $7,000 autonomy system that the car that you had with gas doesn't have. So it isn't, in an essence, it's actually pretty justifiable. You're getting like great technology for fucking a small upcharge of premium, and then you're knocking it away with gas because it only takes you $1.50 to fucking charge. All in all, it's like fucking, it's not that big of it.
It costs you nothing when you have your own solar roof.
Right?
Yeah, or it costs you nothing when you have your own solar roof.
Ironically, there's a link here next to my invoice that says contact me about solar. They're on to me. They're on to me.
Yeah, like outside, honey, they're on to me. I had to buy it to get them off my back.
Yeah. What do you want me to do?
What do you want me to do? They kept emailing me. So, do you guys remember that super yacht we talked about, the hydrogen-powered one?
Yeah.
I guess Bill Gates is the first person to like actually order one.
I read that actually. Yeah, that is very interesting.
Although I don't know. Oh, this article is removed. There's the original article said that Bill Gates, the co-founder of Microsoft, had commissioned the Aqua. However, it's not actually linked, so they had to remove. The Guardian lied to me. Let's go to the Bentley then.
Remove that article.
Yeah, let's forget about that.
You think it would be cool with white interior or black interior? I like white interior. I feel like it gets dirty.
Oh yeah, no, I went black. No. White on the outside, man. Black on the inside.
Snow White.
So the new Hyundai Sonata sedan has solar panels on its roof now.
Yeah,
and it supplements the battery. What it does is it recharges.
I think the Tesla does too.
No, they don't have solar panels, but they do have synergy charging when you brake. So they just released, this is brand new, like literally within the week. There's a performance upgrade, and the performance upgrade increases like a bunch of different outputs. Like you can increase motor yield on certain tires in certain directions. You can see the G-forces you're pulling. There's like a track mode. You can like set times.
I heard about the track mode.
But one of the other things is you can increase the braking energy increases and decreases. So you can actually increase how much energy is being yielded back to the car through the brakes, which is interesting because it charges the battery while you brake. So what it's supposed to do, I guess, is in theory you can have like your car zipping around a track and keep it running longer because you're using more energy charging through the brakes. It's pretty crazy. It's like
That's
really
how
interesting.
hybrids work like that.
Yeah. That's pretty ingenious. I mean,
And you know
fucking,
what? Those
you can
brakes
hit
last a long time. So my hybrid has 100,000 miles. I still haven't changed the brakes.
Oh, they're all fucking
No, they don't need to be changed. We take it to them all the time, and they're made like that because they're regenerative brakes.
You're gonna replace them, and it's gonna be like $30,000.
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
brake.
The brakes and the battery are what's gonna put me in the poorhouse. Yeah.
So a fully loaded to the hilt Model 3 is 64,000. That's nothing. That is absolutely nothing.
I call that Tuesday.
That's Tuesday.
Yeah, I'll do that in my sleep.
So let's see 64. What did it say? What's tax, title, and license? What do you think that'll be? 64,990. So we'll say it's probably like 66 after everything's done. Whoa. And then divide that by a 72-month loan. It's 960. It's about what I pay for the truck. It's actually not that bad. Minus, what did I say, 45.
But then you got to pay off the truck.
This guy's got his eye on a promotion. He's shopping.
Yeah, he's getting ready.
This isn't musing. He's he's shopping right now.
Kharkov, pull up that link. So I put the link in for the solar roof. I have both statements in that article from Tesla saying that the roof is of a car is the most inefficient place to put a solar panel.
Is it because of the angle?
No, I think it's because it's just small. It's just the size of the roof of the car. It's not gonna do that much. And then also it talks about Honda's HEV with the solar panel roof.
Oh, the Hyundai.
Yeah, the Hyundai. Thank you. The article states that with 6 hours of solar panel charging daily, it is estimated that up to 800 miles could be added per year.
Huh.
So you're only getting 800 miles of charging throughout a year with the solar panels on the roof of the Hyundai Sonata HEV. So it's not that much, but... Oh, and that cost is an extra $1,075 to have the solar panels on the roof.
Well, you're gonna get that's your cost. You're gonna pay what you're saving, probably more. So basically, yeah. What I like about it is it's forward thinking. They'll do it, and so someone else is going to do it. What they need to do is need to make solar panels that are more efficient, because they have a horrible 15% efficiency rating. Yeah, and dependent on the angle of the sun, and so they need to find a cell or some kind of chemical makeup that makes solar panels more efficient. And they will. Yeah,
that's exactly what it is. It's just fucking batteries are the beginning steps of fucking fuel cells for. So
I had an idea, right? Because you have grills in cars. How come they haven't created some kind of turbine system that harnesses the wind running through the grill of your car to spin something to give you electricity inside of your car?
Because you're using
for electricity.
The radiator, right? I mean.
Oh. Yeah, but not in an electric car. An electric car, you could put fans in the front that when the wind blows into your grill, right, those fans spin and create electricity.
How come we don't have steam? You know what I mean? How come we're not harnessing the steam?
Put a horse
I got an idea. We'll have two horses in front of it.
Engines get hot. So
let's strap it to the horses.
Engines get hot, so let's put a water brick on top of the engine, and it'll create steam, and that'll power
yeah. So and then it'll collect the water, so you can save it for the coronavirus. Nice.
So the reason that I think Tesla doesn't do that is their cars are designed to be aerodynamic, so there's less drag on the actual battery. The battery itself.
Yep. Drag efficiency. Yep.
Yeah, that's why they're the way they are. So they don't have fans because of that.
Well, and their undercarriage. I was reading about the undercarriage of the Tesla truck.
Sealed off.
Yeah, and it's has zero drag ratio because it's completely smooth. And that's
I think
one
he
of the
made a
reasons
statement about it being like a boat.
Yeah, like a boat.
But if you do get water, if something is
they are waterproof.
Yeah, but if something ruins that in any capacity, like it's super dangerous to get water in those batteries.
Oh yeah, they only explode. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you are driving a car that will explode. I think about that in my hybrid. I'm like, there's a giant battery in the trunk right behind the kids. So like on the back seat, there's two fin-like panels on both sides of the back seat, and that's to cool the battery. I've always thought about that. Like,
I wonder what happens to an aluminum air fuel cell in water.
I don't know. Does it rust?
Probably, but they're disposable anyways, or recyclable.
That's right, because they're just made of aluminum and water.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm.
Yeah, they showed a video of the Model 3s are like running through. They're like literally rushing them through fucking like water, and they can take it because there's no combustion parts, so the engine's sealed and the battery's sealed. So you, in theory, you can drive through water without fucking like a lake. You can just take your fucking Tesla.
Have you guys seen the videos of the? I think it's like the trunk panel holding water and like rusting on those Teslas. There's for some reason there's like water getting into these
that's
things.
all continuity issues with Tesla.
Yeah,
like your windows aren't even, and like your A-frame beams are crooked, and like there's all these really weird fucking people are bitching about it all over the place. But it's like
they'll take care of you.
Fucking
they don't want that stuff to be leaked. And
well, I mean, but you think about it, like GMC's had like almost 100 years of car crafting technology. Like Tesla's only been around for like 15 years at best,
they're doing things different.
Yeah, and
they're trying to.
So it's like,
yeah,
they're trying to lower the cost of what it takes to build a car.
Yeah, they're trying to re-engineer.
Yeah, so it's like, give them a break. What the fuck? Who cares if my A-frames fucking or my A-beams or I-beams?
No, yeah. You're paying $80,000 for a car. You don't want it to be crooked.
Yeah, but they're gonna fix. They'll fix that. They're not gonna let that go.
At my local Tesla shop that doesn't exist. See, now I just got talked out of it. Damn it, I was right there. I had the wallet out, credit card warmed up, it was on.
You're not gonna regret it, even if you have a problem.
Yeah, you have to. If you want something like that, you got to travel. But if something goes wrong, there's people here that will fix your Tesla. I've seen them before. They drive around like the Tesla truck, fucking symbol on the side of their X or whatever it is. That T, the red T, and they like drive around and fucking come and fix your car for you.
Oh, so to answer
something they can fix.
I googled it while we were talking. 2003 is when Tesla was founded. So 17 years.
Yeah, 17 years.
That's really new though.
Ford's been making cars for like 130.
Yeah,
I was surprised. I was surprised because I thought, oh, that's interesting.
Because you thought what?
I thought it actually was more recent than
like 2010.
Yeah. I mean, their first car came out in 20.
Oh, I remember a long time ago. Someone
it was the S, yeah. S was the first one.
No, it was the
Roadster.
The Roadster, yeah.
I don't know what's the Roadster.
Yeah, a Fisker was like the other one around at that time. I think the first EV car got like snuffed out. I forget what it was called. The like model. It was like the 1 or something. Hang on, let me see if I can find it. And they like killed it, even though it was really loved by people. I don't remember why. There was I think there was a documentary that covered that.
The Tesla Semi. I didn't realize that was a thing.
Get up.
Yeah. Yeah, they Ford's bought that company where they they called starts with a T, but they invested in a Kickstarter for their truck. It's the truck that does the tank turns. That Ford's investing in them to take basically Tesla head on, because Tesla's just fucking body slamming people into fucking every
the
fucking
EV1.
The EV1, yeah. And they crushed them all, didn't they? Get rid of them?
Yeah, they got rid of them all. They like
Yes.
bought them back from the people. They like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they crushed them, and then one was not crushed. They kept one.
Mm-hmm. But it was like a huge success as far as an EV.
It's because the conspiracy is that the lobbyists for the gas oil companies were like, nope, you kill that.
Kill it.
That's
Even
not
though
the first
it's
time
ugly
that's
as hell.
Yeah.
They
that's right.
Tucker.
They leased them. They only leased them. They never sold any. They leased them, and then so when the leases were up, they took them all back and crushed them.
96 to 99.
And the Tucker. I enjoyed that movie.
The Tucker was one of the most revolutionary car companies, just like Tesla, and the big three fucking crushed him out of existence.
Yeah.
He fucking was a fucking G. He had a turn, like the first car with seatbelts. He had the first
seatbelts, yeah, and the collapsible windshield.
Yeah, he had a collapsible windshield. He had a center turning light that turned with the steering wheel. They had like a helicopter engine in it, so it was faster than fuck. Like it was all these like crazy ass things that he did. He like revolutionized the fucking car industry, and they fucking snuffed him out.
Yeah,
bought everything out and fucking closed shop.
They found him. I forgot what they got him on. They took him to court, and they got him on some kind of thing,
patent probably or something like that.
Yeah, but it was all a smokescreen just to dry him out, so he couldn't invest in his car anymore.
This Gen 1 had 105-mile range when they went to the nickel batteries.
Yeah, 105 miles. Was it nickel cadmium?
No. Hydrate.
So lithium.
Hydride. Nickel metal hydride.
Huh.
NIMH.
So that's the thing about the lithium batteries is they explode, or they have a capacity to.
Yeah, they had the first battery, I think, was a lead acid. It only had 55 miles. Basic car battery, I think. But that's, I mean, that's wild, really. To think in 96 to 99, they were coming up with cars that could go 105 on battery.
Mm-hmm. And now if you look at the trends towards Europe, and they've made laws that every car by 2030, I think, has to be an electric car. The gas guzzlers will still be there. They just can't. Every new car will be. Let me look that up. And so the whole world's going to it. Seems like Europe is forward thinking, and America's stuck in the past.
We talked about it where Trump was countering the laws for. I'll pull up the old.
It is 2030. Yeah, it is 2030.
Or must have been like 5 or 6. But yeah, Trump was reversing the laws put in place by Obama, where we had to reach a 50+ mile per gallon rating by 2030 or something like that, 2025.
Yeah, yeah. But you know what's happening with that, and you can see it because I rent a lot of cars, and so I drive a lot of different cars. Half the cars I drive now have the auto shut off when you come to a parking light.
Yeah.
And that's all they're doing. They're not making them any more efficient. They're just turning them off when you're not on the gas.
My 05 Prius did that.
Yeah, but it doesn't. That's cheating. That's not really solving the problem. It's just when I was a checker at Smith's, and I learned a little trick that if I turned off my register between when I was using it and when I was using it again, that I would be registered as having fast checkout times, which is something you were rated on. So I would quickly scan all the items, and then I would turn off my register, and then I'd say, "Hi, that'll be $46," and I take the money and hold it in my hand, and I count it and make sure everything's perfect. Then I turn the register back on real quick, open it up, and then turn it back off. And I just did that over and over. I was record-breaking numbers, right? And that's the exact same thing they're doing with their cars. They're still checking people out at the exact same time, but they're hiding the fact, it's not the same thing.
Yeah, they're prolonging them too, because like the Chevy trucks, the V8s, they run on like 2 cylinders if you're on the highway. So like it's supposed to use less gas consumption. But like in theory, it's not. What are you really doing? I mean, you're just turning off cylinders to like burn less fuel, but you're not really burning.
Does the car really want to start up and stop and start up and stop and start up and stop over and over again? I don't know a lot about combustion engines, so.
Yeah, who knows? It was a big issue. I was wondering about my truck because my truck does that.
I
It
know.
starts up and stuff.
And you can turn it off, right?
Yeah, you can turn it off.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it just seems, it was like I had a Ford Focus, and it uses the dual clutch to somehow help with the gas mileage, and the dual clutch ended up failing over and over and over on us because it wouldn't. I don't know how it works, but their technology that they were using to get inflated gas mileage numbers ended up breaking on me and making me get a different car.
Hmm.
So all these tricks that they're doing, I think the tricks should go away.
Well, it's
and
a double-edged sword for them. They get all these incentives to, well, not double-edged sword. It's one edge, all their side, cutting us down. They get all these incentives to do this, increase their fuel economy, and then, they sell these vehicles to you. Already, I mean, you buy a new vehicle, like, you're already at a loss, right? I mean, everybody knows that. When you buy a new vehicle, you're already putting in money to something that depreciates super fast. But you need it, and if you take care of it, then, you get what you need out of it. But then when they do these tricks and the car breaks right out of warranty, then they get you for another new vehicle, or they get you into the shop and like start raking in the money that way. Mm-hmm. They just keep taking money because
they had an article, not to derail this, but they had an article about Germany, like European economy was tanking because of Tesla. I thought that was.
Do you subscribe to some German news company?
Like Mercedes and what's the other company?
Mercedes,
Volkswagen.
They're all having a troubling time selling cars because EV is like Tesla out there is huge and starting to grow.
Really?
Because people want. Yeah, and so it's crippling their fucking economy because they're not making as many cars, high-end sedans like they used to, because those cars are being traded for S's and high-end Model 3s and X's. So
yeah, but then why don't they just make EV? It must be hard.
They're trying to keep up. Well, it is hard. It's hard when Tesla has 325-mile range and your car only has 110. Like,
yeah, because you can't get their batteries.
Yeah. So it's like, well, what the fuck?
Is that what it is? Is it do they have proprietary battery technology?
I would imagine to some degree. GMC just launched at their press conference recently that they have a battery that'll do twice as much distance as a Model S. They do like 600 or 700 miles.
Yeah, but what's the cost of it? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I think Tesla talked about a battery that'll last, with recharges, like 1,000,000 miles. You know what I mean? A battery that doesn't degrade. But the problem was that it had cobalt in it, and that's like super hard to get.
It's the amount of miles per charge. GMC doubled Tesla's. But
but you can say it all day, but if you don't put it in a mass production vehicle that's affordable, then there's no point.
Well, they were saying that like the distance is not always everything. Like that's not Tesla keeps doubling up their distance and keeps increasing by percentages. But like the actual what people really want is like they want they want to be able to charge it. Like, it doesn't do you any good if like you can go 600 miles. They want to be able to fucking charge it, and there's not enough places to charge them yet. So no matter how far they keep pushing the ceiling up, if there's not an efficient way to get it charged quickly, then it doesn't do you any good.
But that's kind of the whole point of like it's tough because there's a balance there. The bigger range is a way to get around having to charge it all the time.
Yeah, because you can get to a destination
and back without having to stop to charge it.
Yeah. I don't want to buy one until I can get to Phoenix.
Where your repair shop is?
Yeah, where the actual charging station is. Yeah. But the Phoenix, Denver, and Vegas.
It takes like trickle charging, like without doing a supercharge, it takes like 8 hours or something to charge, like a whole overnight, right?
Yeah, it does.
But you get home at 6, 7, you plug that thing in, you got until 6, 7 in the morning. It's 12 hours. You should be able to charge it overnight every night.
Exactly. And the coronavirus is going on, so no one's going anywhere.
No one's going anywhere.
Go home, plug in your car.
Plus, who's got electricity? Dave's house with the solar roof.
That's right. Everybody's going to be. I have 2 things: electricity and toilet paper.
Dave's going to be charged. No, you're only going to have toilet paper because you're charging toilet paper for electricity.
That's right. Got a trailer out back.
I need how much? What are you running? Your TV? Give me a pack of toilet paper. That'll buy you about a week.
That's going to be the currency for the apocalypse.
He's running a radio for a week. All right, I'm going to be monitoring that. Dave's out like checking meters with the safety vest on and everything. He's got the helmet.
Oh, that's funny.
His whole block is safe because it's got the Tesla roof.
Because it did the Tesla roof. I've met the creepy people that are off the grid before.
I was about to say, do you guys have preppers in your neighborhood? Do you know?
We actually have one. No, there's one in Epic, and there's that house that's right on the corner up by our neighborhood. It's just one house by itself.
Oh yeah, out in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, and that one is off the grid. I've been to it.
He's got solar panels.
Live there. Yeah, they have solar. They have their own well. They're off the grid completely.
What do they do about toilet paper?
Right? When I was there, they didn't do anything about air conditioning because it was hot. I was like, oh. So they have solar panels, and then they have to use a backup generator when the solar panels aren't pulling enough juice. So that's what a lot of people do that are completely off the grid.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting if you do get panels to see if you can run your house for a day without like a sunny day, if it'll generate enough.
I think the battery is what puts it over the top. That's when I had the epiphany. It was like the battery.
Do you watch Better Call Saul?
I do, yeah.
You're gonna be looking like Chuck, like ripping appliances out of your house, like watching the meter.
Yeah, trying to make my house more efficient. You know, turn that light off. That's gonna be me. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, wow. I mean, I knew people that lived off the grid up in the Adirondack Mountains, and they couldn't run multiple things at the same time, and they had like really efficient washers and dryers and microwaves and.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle change completely, and then is that something that a tech geek is going to be wanting to do? Probably not. So it's always that.
Why not?
Yeah, you know TVs are only going to get bigger. That's all.
Well, yeah, but do you know how fun it's going to be? You're going to switch out like computers for like inverters. You know what I mean? You're going to be like sitting there fiddling with your battery setup and your breakers and.
Oh no! I want to plug and play. I want to leave it alone. I want it to just work.
Oh, my dad had looked into this before too, and he was telling me about. So like the solar panels need inverters because they run AC.
Yeah. They probably it's not an inverter, it's the opposite of an inverter.
Yeah.
I believe inverter turns 120 into 12.
It can't invert the other way?
Yeah, but I don't think it's called inverting, it's the opposite. Exverting? I don't know.
Interesting.
So you would go that's a good question.
But anyways, he was saying there are actual like appliances and stuff that run off of 120. So you're not, or whatever, 12. I'm stupid.
Well, clothes are never gonna get washed or dried, though.
Yeah, you're gonna need to generate 240.
Well, it's because it's running right off the battery instead of having to go through the inverter, so you're not losing as much.
Solar system inverters. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're not. So instead of going through the inverter, you're going right to the appliance, and it's not. It's more efficient. It's supposed to be more efficient running.
Yeah, well, like I have a generator. My generator is that I use from a camper, and they're quieter. So, and it does take a lot of power to run. So I have to have 4,000 watts to be able to run my air conditioner in my camper.
Yeah, but if you had an air conditioner that didn't need to be the power to be inverted, then you might actually end up using less power.
Yeah,
but anyway.
So you're right. So it's to turn 12 volt into 120 volt or 240 volt.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's right. And yeah, so you would need you basically you need to turn your solar power all the way up to 240 volts so you can run your dryer. Unless you go gas. Out here, gas is cheap because Mexico has gas.
Or like I said, you don't have to invert it if you get one that runs off of the.
See, and that's what happens whenever you start on a project like that. It's like, sure, here's the cost of, here's 17,000 for your Tesla roof, right? But then there's the guy that has to install it, right? Right. Your whole house has just got wires all running around it, and everything. Like, I was looking into getting a tankless water heater, but then you have to get everything repiped because they have a totally different totally different piping, or how it's
all
put together.
Expensive and
so it's not.
But they're supposed to last for like 30 years or more, right?
It's instant hot water, cost prohibitive. Well, it's because there's a water heaters right next to my room, so I was like, well, if that thing explodes, that's not good. I thought, a tankless.
What's a tankless water heater?
It just heats the pipe as the water's coming through.
As the water goes through, yeah. It's like your Keurig, but different.
But different.
It's Keurig for your house.
Electricity, like all day.
I think it's not electricity, it's gas.
It's gas, yeah.
Just super heats the pipe.
Yeah, most new houses
the water coming through
have tankless water heaters.
Yeah, it's not like some untested thing. It's pretty.
No, they're awesome. They're about as big as a suitcase, and they sit on your wall. And when they die, your whole wherever they are isn't flooded.
Mm-hmm. But they don't die.
40 gallons of water.
They're supposed to be long running.
Durable. I've never even heard of one of these like witchcraft fucking.
What is this voodoo?
Well, you saw it in Puerto Rico. They had the tankless water heater right on the right in the shower head. That was essentially what you were looking at, but that was using electricity, and I'm sure it didn't get that hot. It was just a little hazard.
Yeah, but so I mean, anytime you want to go something whole paradigm shift in your water heater or your electricity or whatever you think you're doing, there's hidden costs for sure.
Yeah, there's some fucking sort of.
I mean, even to buy the Tesla, right? Then you got to install the charging capacity or the capability of charging in your house.
Yeah, there's all these extra little bits to get, but like there's a pride in having it done and like just the way you want it, Yeah. And then there's the neighbors that think you're a total douchebag because you're that guy with the Tesla. And you're talking to them every time about like, I just added this charging station and I had a hour from 240 to 12.
Yeah. And you spend all day trying to figure out how to work that into a conversation. You're like, okay,
all day. You're like, I can't wait to tell somebody about my Tesla, and then nobody ever asks about your Tesla.
Yeah. How's the kids? Well, my Tesla is driving them to school every day.
Yeah.
Did I tell you how I power it? Yeah.
The kids, they run on the hamster wheels. Perfect. Their treadmills are tapped into the solar panels that I just.
Oh, I was reading an article about people that drive expensive cars are almost universally douchebags.
Yeah, but for every so many thousand it goes up, like it increases.
Yeah,
I forget what it was, like 10%.
Yeah. If I had a Lamborghini, I would most certainly talk about the oil changes and the 12 plugs I had to pull. There's no way I wouldn't.
It took me all day. The humble bragging that.
Dude, yeah.
Man, I am so tired after changing the oil in my Lamborghini. Yeah.
I did.
You know how much the quarts were? They were $100 a quart. Can you?
I had to measure what came out, and then I put that back in.
Yeah,
I didn't over.
Took my whole Saturday, but it's really fast, so it didn't take me long to get to Walmart to buy the oil. I mean,
so
it is a Lamborghini. I
saved 20 minutes on the drive, but spent 4 hours on the oil change.
Yeah, and then nothing's worse than a pretentious asshole that just bought like a Prius. I know you had a Prius. That wants to tell you how they get 70 miles to the gallon every day. I am guilty of it too. I tell everybody.
Well,
I get
people
50 miles
ask.
a gallon in my hybrid. Yeah,
it sucks because I'm a fairly humble person, but then people ask, and I'm like, ooh, this is my moment. They're like, I'm like, I don't. Or they'll be talking about how much they pay in gas. Like, oh man, I just had to go to the store, get another tank of gas, and they're like, this is the second time this week, and gas prices are going up. I'm like, oh yeah, I haven't been there in 2 weeks.
If you had a Prius like me,
yeah,
that's great.
That's pretty good. That's funny. Haven't been there in 2 weeks. They're all gas stations. What
are the gas prices these days?
Yeah, you can work it. You can work that.
Yeah, the Tesla. That'll work with the Tesla. Someone will be like, "Oh man, gas prices are killing me." It's like, "Oh, really? I don't even know what that's like." My solar panels charge my.
Yeah.
Did I tell you how I power those?
You know, if you don't want to forget where you parked, you could always use autopilot in your Tesla. Stupid thing. That's the moment that I.
Oh, did you hear about what they're doing? Oh my god, dude! Tesla's so they have auto
Starlink?
summon, right?
Oh, okay.
No. Tesla has auto summon, right? So you have to call your car and you're supposed to have to be able to keep it within eyeshot, and then you have to push this thing on the app to make sure that the car isn't wrecking into anything. You're supposed to, because you have to watch it. You're supposed to be like all eyes.
It's
on
like an infant.
Yeah, you don't try to save time while you're in the line and have your
you're trying to let it build its independence, but
so there's auto summon. There's going to be auto fucking park. They're gonna put an auto park feature in. They're working on it now, where you're gonna be able to be like, take me to the fucking grocery store. You're gonna get in, fucking go to the grocery store, get out, and go park, and it's gonna find a space and park, and then wait for you to get out.
Is it gonna go the wrong way down the aisle?
Nobody knows.
Nobody gives a fuck. You missed that conversation last night. That was my daughter. So I pull into Walmart, and I'm driving the right way down the park in the parking spaces. You know, they're pointed this way, and coming right at me is a white Nissan Titan. It looks very eerily similar to my white Nissan Titan, right? And I'm like, that looks like my truck, and it's coming right at me, and we're like pointed at each other. And I'm like, this asshole is sitting here going the wrong way down the parking lot. So I move over, and it pulls by me, and it's my daughter in my truck driving the wrong way in the parking lot. She's all proud of herself.
Because she pulled through a parking space to rectify the situation.
Yeah, she circled around 360, then back through the parking space. Was all proud of her parking job. Yeah, I did great, huh? I was like, no, you were driving the wrong way in the parking lot. No, okay.
If she pulled through, then she'd still be wrong, no?
Then
she'd have to pull out the wrong way.
She got all discombobulated, started driving around.
Yeah, so she turned around, came down that same aisle.
Yeah.
And then pulled through to the next aisle.
Yeah.
So when she pulls out, she's going to be going the wrong way again.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she was all proud.
She fixed it and then broke it again. She went the wrong way, and then she went the right way, and then she was set up to go the wrong way again. Wow.
That was funny.
It's too funny when fucking out the window, like, you fucking bitch, move, motherfucker.
Yeah. No, I was irritated. I was like, you fucking,
She's going to get herself in trouble like that. Like you were saying, like people in Albuquerque will kill you for a lot less. Toilet paper is one thing.
That's right. Yep, toilet paper's on the list.
Imagine if you go down the wrong way and then you come out with toilet paper.
Yeah, you got to run out of the wall. You run out of. Yeah, you have your Tesla meet you in the front, and you get out of there quick.
Yeah. You'd have it drive you home while you shoot out the windows at people like some fucking Grand Theft Auto mini game.
Yeah, what's gonna happen is you're gonna get out of your Tesla and stroll all into Walmart, right? And as your Tesla's looking for a parking spot, it's gonna get hit with bats and spray paint and keyed and.
I just thought of the best viral video for Tesla.
And fucking lights are flashing as it's.
Help! Yeah.
Have you guys seen Teen Wolf?
I have seen Teen Wolf.
All right, I'm gonna film myself surfing on a Tesla that's driving itself.
Oh yeah. Yeah, on the top.
Then I'm gonna do the whole Teen Wolf scene, but it's driving itself.
Somebody's gonna do that. They're gonna do it on TikTok, and there's gonna be a horrible accident.
Are your kids on TikTok?
They know about it. I don't think they're on it because they don't.
You know about it. Are you on it?
No, I know about it from them because I keep hearing about TikTok. I asked them, "What's TikTok?" And they're like, "Yeah." They said it's some just. She showed me. Maybe she is then because she said she showed it to me. I don't monitor their social media use.
Too busy planning out your Tesla.
Yeah.
No, worried about what they're doing.
Yeah, well, they're going to do it anyway. Might as well just leave them alone, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible. It's just I don't like it, but
yeah, I don't. What's the point of it? It's just small videos, right?
Yeah,
it's with music.
It's music.
It's the whole setup is you make a small video and you play a song behind it.
Okay,
that's the whole thing.
Is it inspired by those those shows that are having celebrities in the car singing their own songs?
Yeah, I think so.
Is that what? Okay.
And then you do little weird things,
Sounds
It's
harmless.
supposed to be like,
yeah, it's pretty harmless.
Like your
It's like Vine.
adaptation. Yeah, it's like Vine. It's your adaptation of the song. That like you make a 30-second or 5-second music video. Like one of the big ones, which was funny, was like ICP had like Clown Check, and it was like Hocus Pocus from ICP, and like the kids don't even know who it is. It's like these fucking teenagers.
But they would be normal, no painted
no
face, and
Juggalo
then it would drop,
and they would be like singing fucking, you know, Hocus Pocus from ICP, and it's like they don't even know who ICP is because they brought it up. They're like the percentage of TikTok hashtag uses of Juggalo was like 4,000, but Clown Check was like 400,000. And it's like the vast disparity of people using Clown Check. They have no idea who ICP is at all. They're just using it because it's fucking Clown Check. We were just talking about that earlier. Is this kid Little Mosey has a song called Fago Fago Punch
Blueberry
or something.
Fago.
Blueberry Fago, and it's like he's talking about like this chick's like Blueberry Fago, and that's the song. And it's like that dude doesn't even know who ICP is, and he's gonna blow up Fago, and then everyone's gonna be all about Fago, and it have no correlation with ICP.
Fago's like, been blown up for the past 30 years from ICP. You know?
ICP's tried to get Fago endorsements, and Fago told them multiple times no. And it's like they're the biggest supporters of this fucking soda. They take and buy a 52.
They're probably the biggest. They are definitely the biggest buyer.
Tour by a long shot, and they fucking spray it all over their fans, and like have a bunch of Zoomers who have no idea what the fuck that is, and they're just like all for Fago now. And it's like
Zoomers, is that what we're calling Generation Z? You got Zoomers, Boomers.
Yeah, Zoomers. The fucking
we're
Zooms.
Millennials, technically.
We're millennials.
Yeah, I know what you guys are. Scum of the earth.
Hey man, I go the right way down those parking lots. So
hey, you know what? You don't live in your mom's basement. That's the first step into the right direction.
Zoomers. They don't see any reason for directional like shit like that. They're like, why don't we just go down it anyway? Like it just gets me there faster. Like that's a Zoomer. That's the fucking Zoomer.
That's funny. Oh yeah, no, I have 2 of them under my roof. Apparently, that's good times. They're gonna grow up. And then what's the next generation? Have they figured out what that's gonna be called yet? My kids. Yeah, boomers are all gonna pass, unfortunately, from the coronavirus, and then Zoomers are all gonna. Zoomers aren't even gonna get jobs. So there's that, and then. You guys don't even leave home until you're like 45. Actually, you know what they said though? Millennials actually would rather have more time than money. We studied
Gen
that.
Alpha's next.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And they're going to be coming after the
birth.
They're coming after the coronavirus apocalypse. So
the 2025, 2013.
They're going to be scorched earthers. That's what they're going to be.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to look like Judge Dredd. It's just going to be like giant metropolises or barren wasteland. It's the only 2 things that are going to exist.
You want to hear about some crazy like future? Is Starlink, like another Tesla project? I had the link for it up towards the top of that.
I saw that. Is this thing working? My thing's not scrolling.
It's Tesla's going to launch a bunch of satellites. And create a satellite-based internet that's basically like...
They're doing that already.
Yeah, he's already got satellites up there. So far, they have 240 Starlink satellites in space. They're going to make a whole, like, coverage.
So, I was reading about that. Let me ask you a question. Like, how do you fly out into space without hitting one of those things?
They have all. I mean, that takes a really smart person, but it's all mapped. It's all everything up there is like tracked. Everything up there is tracked.
Yeah, it just blows my
it's
mind.
wild.
Loads of crazy physics.
You're talking about 20,000 satellites, right? Mm-hmm. That's got to take up some sky.
They're traveling at like 5,000 miles an hour.
There's a lot of space up there. You gotta remember that too. Like even with like hundreds of thousands of things up there, like there's still a lot of space to get through. Gonna look like WALL-E though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're gonna fill
I don't know if you remember that scene. Don't they like burst? Or there's some show that like burst through a bunch of satellites coming in and out of Earth. If it was WALL-E, yeah. Confirmed. WALL-E. There's a ton of space junk.
So when's this gonna be ready? That's when can I go full SpaceX internet?
Let's
5G speeds.
Yeah, at 5G speeds. You got to think and cheap. But that's another thing. By the time it gets to that point, let's say it takes 10 years to do this, then they're gonna get to the point where they're on to the next thing, and it just might not cut it. Yeah, start replacing out satellites.
Internet service in space. You can get the internet on the moon because of all the coming from space anyway.
I should turn the moon into a giant prison.
Oh yeah, a giant corporate driven prison.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're not like sending prisoners like to Mars. You know what I mean? if I'm honest, like, who wants to like? Why are we training people? Like spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, like training astronauts and like making sure they're the smartest of the smart, so they can. Why don't we just launch some prisoners up into the?
There's some viability to that. I like that idea. So what you do is you take the lifers, the people that have life without parole, and you give them an opportunity to choose to do that. And if I was like, I either spend the rest of my life in prison or I get to go to Mars and try that out, I'd take Mars.
Yeah, hey,
right. So let's do this. Get some training.
Really like it.
Yeah, you're in good shape already. You're clean. You've been lifting weights for 10 years. Send them to Mars and see what they can do. Be like, we're just gonna have them strapped in so you can test their biometrics and just you're flat out honest with them. Be like, you might die, but you're definitely gonna
this
die
is
here,
uncharted like testing, and that's why that's why you're going.
Have them sign up. Yeah, that's I like that. And send them to the moon. Send them to do all these things that are questionable. That maybe people that you wouldn't
give them a second chance to do something like. Yeah. This guy could be a legend, you know what I mean? First person to go to Mars, first person to go to Venus.
And they create some fucking population of fucking psychopathic fucking revolters, and then you get there and they start fucking killing everybody and taking the ships over.
Yeah. Hey, we just watched the show on your here in the Earth, and you're like, oh shit, well that didn't work out, and you just send some more. I mean,
send some more to like rectify the situation. Is like build an army of like lifers to fight the lifers that populated.
Yeah, it's all happening over there.
Space wars, yeah.
Yeah, they're not coming back. That's the thing. I was reading an article about Mars, and the first people that go to Mars aren't coming back, and that's a fact because there's no way there's no spaceship on Mars. You would have to send everything to launch off of Mars. If you watch The Martian, the logistics of getting off of Mars is not possible.
Yeah, you send 2 spaceships, and the second spaceship holds the ship to get back.
Yeah, you have to send the gas. You have to send. You'd have to send waves of like probably computer-controlled ships that carry nothing but the supplies that somehow drop them into an orbit, and then they parachute down to the planet, and then eventually, your lifers might have an opportunity.
Yeah, they really could become like legends, though.
I know, yeah. And the thing about a lifer is those guys are ingenious. They'll concoct all kinds of cool stuff. You know what I mean?
They'll like start hacking into the
they're resourceful.
They're resourceful.
Yeah,
you're gonna have like Vin Diesel and fucking
Pitch Black.
Pitch Black. Yep.
Chronicles of Riddick.
Oh, Chronicles of Riddick. That is one of my favorite video games. That was very missed on the radar.
I don't think I played that one.
It was good.
It was
really
pretty good. What was it, Vin Diesel's Wheelman?
Yeah.
I bought Chronicles of Riddick, but they gave me Wheelman.
Yeah, you don't even know about that joke, huh? Inside joke. So Mike's handicapped, and Mike lives in Alachua County, which is like about 45 minutes to an hour outside of Gainesville. So to get anything like GameStop or any of that shit, he has to drive to fucking Gainesville. So Mike went to fucking Gainesville and went to GameStop, and I forgot what game he went to buy. I can't remember what the fuck it was. It's like Gears of War or something like that. But he went to buy it. He gets in, gets in his truck. He drives back to fucking the city, and he goes to load it up, and it loads up, and it's Vin Diesel's Wheelman. And he's like, shit. What the fuck? So they fucking gave him the wrong fucking game. So not only is it like a pain in the ass for him to like get into the vehicle and go drive down, because he has to put his wheelchair in the back and then crutch himself to the steering wheel and then like go through the whole process. And it's like, not only did they fucking do that,
drive,
go fucking 45 minutes back in the other direction to get the right fucking game. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, GameStop fucked him. They fucked him twice. They did it again to him right after that. He went and got like another game, and they gave him the wrong game again.
Didn't he check before he left though, or no? Did he get back home that time? Second time?
I think the second time he got back home too, and they gave him the wrong game. He did it to him twice.
Oh yeah, that's when you download games. He's probably he probably buys no games hard anymore.
Yeah,
no one does. I can't remember the last game I went to GameStop for.
No, me neither.
It's really weird. I mean, you know what really killed it is the hard copies. Is the fact that you had to install the hard copies anyways. You put in a hard copy and then it installed it to your hard drive anyways, and then you just had to always have that hard copy in there, even though it was installed on your hard drive. That really pissed me off.
When they increased our data cap, then it became more something.
It's more fucking feasible. Walmart sells an 8 terabyte Xbox exclusive external hard drive just for that exact purpose. They sell them, and
it's more expensive. I don't know why they would do that.
Wait for the new Xbox. It's going to be prohibitively expensive to do that because it's all solid state drives. There's no way they're putting a 2 terabyte solid state drive in that thing.
Yeah, but the external hard drives you're getting are flash. They're not.
Yeah, they're going to have to be that, and that'll be expensive too. But that 8 terabyte he's talking about is a little laptop hard drive.
Yeah, no, it's a hard drive. No.
Yeah, it's a regular. Those are laptop hard drives, is what they are. They're little 2.5 inch.
Oh, they're only using the 2.5ers.
Yeah, and they put them in a case, and then they call it an external hard drive. It's really just a laptop hard drive with a USB.
That's weird. I don't know why they would use the laptop one, because the speeds you're getting.
So the new Xbox, they think there's a mystery port on the back of it, and they think that is going to be a SSD expansion port. So you can buy expansion drives. So they're gonna get you with the initial cost, which is probably like $600 or $700, and then you're gonna have to buy a $200 expansion drive, which
it is what
it is.
Well, the idea though isn't to use the hard line. They don't want to do hard line because everything's going to be streaming. Your Game Pass games don't download to your Xbox, do they? Or do they? Do you have to download them to the?
No, they don't stream. It's not a streaming service.
No, and neither is and this Xbox isn't a streaming. Streaming sucks.
Yeah,
there's latency. Latency and the quality.
Yeah,
you're the fucking guy who's like, CDs suck. Fucking, those are dead in the water. It's dude. The only amount of time before we're all streaming our fucking video games.
No way.
It's coming. It's coming.
No, I don't think. I
might do that for certain games. If I'm honest, like certain games, the games that you expect to only play for like a couple days at a time.
On my phone, where it's a really small screen and I can't see all the artifacting,
I don't play any.
I would do that, but otherwise, I couldn't take the quality. The quality is important to me, and the quality of streaming just isn't there.
Latency is important to us,
right? Yeah, I'm not killing anything anyway, so I'm not too worried about that.
No latency issues here.
I'm good. Yeah, I turn up dynamic contrast and smoothing on my TV,
and he's got frame rate caps.
Yeah, I make sure my frame rate doesn't go too high. I don't need that. No, quality.
Yeah,
quality over quantity.
Your 4K monitor or 4K TV that you're piping to only has 60 hertz refresh rate or 120 tops. Anyways, probably 60 at 4K.
No, it'll do 120 at 4K once the technology catches up.
I was about to say, what about you need a special display port or the new HDMI standard?
I need that. Yeah, and that's coming though. That's coming with the Xbox, the PlayStation, and probably the new NVIDIA cards. So this
360 hertz G-Sync monitor,
right? Yeah. Now that's a perfect segue to ask Truff. Like you're all about that.
A 360 hertz monitor.
Yeah, there's no way.
What do you need 360 fucking hertz for? Your eyes can't
Asus and Nvidia announced the first 360 hertz G-Sync monitor. It's in the links, boys.
Yeah, it's 1080p. That's great.
So I don't mind 1080.
Oh my god!
If I could do 1440, I would, but I can't afford a new monitor right now. So, and I have a 1MS 1080p 144 hertz monitor. Like I'm not gonna.
Oh my gosh!
sell that off.
Then they stopped selling those like 5 years ago or something.
Yeah, pretty much. The monitor I have is like no longer sold.
Yeah, it's like banned in like 42 states because
people are having seizures from looking at the low frame rate.
Yeah, no, from the low resolution, yeah.
Yeah, but then you have your people like your wife who would buy like a 480p monitor and not even know the difference.
No, yeah, she's
24
none of that
frame
matters to her.
film standard.
None of that matters to her whatsoever. It's totally, yeah. She's like, I don't know why we need that. Like, we don't. But I always explain to people, it's all your preference. Like it's the difference between a Ford Focus and a Corvette.
It's getting to the point where like it's starting to look pretty realistic at the higher frame rates where your like eyes can't differentiate. 360 is crazy. 240 would be fine.
I have more than my kid has the 144 1440 monitor, and it's nice. It's smooth, but I've turned it. His laptop will only go to 85, and I can't really tell the difference between 144 and 85.
I can.
And 85 is better than 60.
85 is definitely better. You know what the problem is too is like how you gonna get a game that goes that fast. 240 is like pretty standard. Rocket League will run at 250. I think Counter-Strike I can run at 240 or 250. But these are simple old games.
60 hertz, like,
right?
You have a fucking 6 gigahertz fucking i9 overclocked fucking out of its mind with like two fucking 280 Ti's fucking running. Like, what are you gonna get through at 360 hertz?
And then you're only gonna get old games that nobody like need.
Yeah, you tell me you're gonna get Red Dead at fucking 4K running at 360 hertz.
You're gonna get Counter-Strike.
Yeah, and what kind of screen is this? Is that one of those really, the ones that are a lot of the screens that do high frame rates are they don't have very good contrast. So there's you're going strictly performance with this screen. You're not trying to do contrast, enjoy the shadows, the color palette's going to look like shit. This is 100% performance for quick twitch people that are trying to do esports for sure.
The Asus ROG 360.
Even then though, it's still like you're going to like dumb down all the graphics and never get to 360 hertz. You're never going to see that.
Well, the graphics won't matter actually. With those kind of frames, that'll bottleneck your CPU. That'll at 1080p, that'll bottleneck your CPU. Your graphics card won't even really matter.
Really?
Yeah. See, that's all CPU dependent frames like that at that resolution. The lower the resolution and the higher the frame. Yeah, the higher the frames. So like when they test new CPUs for gaming purposes, they test them at 1080p to find out where the bottleneck will be. So like Truff's new CPU would be ideal for this kind of setup because he's throwing straight.
You need a GPU 16. That like gives you all the frames, and then you need a CPU that like pumps them all out to the. It's weird.
Yeah,
or vice versa. You need like.
But
the
why
CPU
would they
to
go
do
lower
its
to
side.
bottleneck and not go higher? Why? Because I figure higher would be more GPU, right? If you have like 4K, you're fucking raw power to get to 4K at 360 hertz.
It's cycles per second is what affects it. Let me see.
Yeah, so you need it to be able to think fast enough to like put out 360. It's not about the amount of pixels. It's about the, like you said, the amount of refreshes, I think.
Yeah, cycles per second.
Jesus. That's crazy. And it's G-Sync too. Can you imagine what like an unoptimized game would be like from like going from 240 frames to 80 fucking frames with like a fucking G-Sync monitor like that? I bet you that shit just turns into a fucking shit show. You're probably like, what the fuck? Because my game, like, there's on Fitoria on Mordau, like, you drop frames when you're in certain places at certain times, and it'll go from like 120 frames to like 60, and it's like fucking dude, you can see the G-Sync just like doing everything it can to like try to keep that shit in line, and it's all over the fucking place. Like,
G-Sync's a pretty cool technology. It doesn't fix everything, but it helps a lot. And especially when you're in fluctuating frame zone on this monitor, that's going to be fluctuating from anywhere to 40 frames all the way to 360 frames. You got to have something like G-Sync.
Mm-hmm.
it's like mandatory.
Yeah, all of a sudden a smoke grenade goes off, and you go from 360 to, 150 or whatever. It's gonna be wild.
And that's going to be the benefit of HDMI 2.1 because these new monitors, like what I have, that will do 4K 120. They'll do the G-Sync works from 40 frames all the way up to 120 frames. And when they push to get the graphics cards that can push past the 4K 60 frame, you're going to get anywhere from 50 to 75 to 90. You're not going to get 4K 120. It's not going to jump from 4K 60 to 4K 120. It's going to sit there in the 80, 90 range.
Is 2.1 going to be better than Thunderbolt?
The bandwidth, Thunderbolt's different as far as what it can. Yes, it's going to be. Well, for video, it's better. Thunderbolt can push more bandwidth data
and video. Yeah.
Yeah, the video is what it can't push. Like I use Thunderbolt right now to go to my laptop 4K. I put out 4K from my laptop to my monitor, and I have to use a USB-C Thunderbolt to HDMI cord to do that. And because its HDMI won't output that bandwidth.
2.1 will support data transfer rates up to 48 gigabytes per second, and Thunderbolt offers 40 gigabytes.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, it does 8K at 60 frames per second.
That's
with high definition audio.
It supports up to 10K.
Does it? Yeah.
Jesus
HDMI 2.1.
Up to 10K, they're like, we're just gonna blow out the fucking ceiling where it's impossible for anybody to catch up.
But it does stuff like the 4K at 120 is really relevant. That's like super relevant. Because that's a sweet spot. That's where all the new technology is going. And then like the new Xbox, if they can actually hit 4K 60 frames per second, that is a milestone. Really, even if they do it with checkerboard rendering or
HDMI 2.1 says it can run 8K at 60 hertz or 4K at 120 hertz.
Yeah.
And Thunderbolt 3 can power two 4K displays or one 5K display at 60. Weird. A weird difference.
Yeah, and then of course nothing's compatible with each other, as usual.
Yeah, it's atypical. Fucking.
Yeah, you're gonna have displays without HDMI 2.1, and you're gonna have them with Thunderbolt 3 or vice versa.
Right now they have TVs, like they have these TVs that have HDMI 2.1 and nothing that outputs HDMI 2.1. So everybody's just waiting and guessing.
Which again is an issue of bandwidth, because like your computer needs to be able to put out 48 gigabytes per second through video.
That's right. Yeah, and that's that, and then you have to have a special HDMI cable to when you finally get to that point. That's a lot of data, which isn't whatever. You just you go down to Amazon, you buy the cord.
Yeah, but Amazon's not great at, like, Amazon doesn't have technical specs like they need to. Like, if you want to know if it's like, not all HDMI cables are the same, even if they're all the same technology. Like the bandwidth that goes over them is completely different.
Well, for instance, I run a 15-foot HDMI cable into my living room to take my computer to the TV out there, and trying to figure out which one would actually work. And the irony of it is, it was the Amazon Basics HDMI that cost me $15, whereas those things can cost you up to $150 because they're super. They're super thick.
Yeah, because you're pumping that much bandwidth cable that far.
Well, fucking break in your house and steal your cables and fucking
you can hawk them.
Yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of TVs and shit left, and all your cables will be gone. The fuck? Who did that?
That's funny. Yeah, because it's rated to go. There are HDMI cables that are rated to go through your wall, so they can handle the electrical interference that's in your wall.
That's what you meant the other day. You were saying that it has to go through my wall, and I'm like, you just blow your wall out. Like, what are you slamming it into your wall? Like, what do you mean? It's gotta be able to go through your fucking wall. I couldn't wrap my mind around that. Like, it has to go through my wall. Like, what do you mean?
I remember Monster.
Make a bigger hole. Like, I don't understand.
Monster cables had transmitter and receiver for HDMI. So you can like send it wirelessly.
But you can't. But then you're not going to be able to send a 4K 60 frame. Yeah. Right. I mean, 4K 60 is a lot. It's already like.
That was when 1080 was big.
So right now, the highest standard until the new cards come out is 4K with HDR at 444 chroma sampling, and to do that is the tip maximum that these HDMI cables at 60 frames. That's what these cables basically are. That's the highest they can do. Period.
But not all HDMI cables can do that, which is the point. Like, even though they're all say the same thing, HDMI, whatever model, and then you buy this, the Amazon Basic seems to work, or the other one doesn't. It's weird.
Yeah,
the total cluster.
Yep.
You got to be careful. They do have a standard for HDMI, don't they? Like
for HDMI 2.1, they will. Yeah. They in this one, I think HDMI 2.0 and HDMI 1.4 are
they
the
have a committee, I think, that like stamps approval, certified.
Yeah. And so, like the Samsung TVs that came out in 2019 weren't HDMI 2.1 because they didn't have it on the hardware side, but they had HDMI 2.1 features like variable refresh rate and the instant lag setting. When you turn on your Xbox, it turns it into game mode automatically. So that's there. But yeah, I mean, you can get HDMI cables from anywhere to. Now they have the 8K certified. Here's an I'm looking at an 8K certified Ultra HD cable, $15, 28 gauge. So my HDMI cable.
Oh my god.
My HDMI cable is so heavy it broke the HDMI port on my TV.
Yeah, what's the gauge on yours? Do you know?
I don't know. I'd have to look. That's a good question. So basic. This one's not as bad as the one I had before. It actually that broke the TV. I got a different one because the more expensive one that was heavier and thicker didn't work as well.
What are you rocking? Like a 20 or a?
It's a 15 feet. HDMI craziness.
I wonder. It's got to be under 20 gauge, probably.
Yeah, I could do this easy. I could just sign in and then go to my history. Here we go. $9.99. No, that's 6 foot. Let me see here. Your orders. $10.99 is what it cost. It was the Amazon Basic CL3 rated high-speed 4K HDMI cable. And its gauge is interesting. It doesn't say. CL3 rated. It's made to resist fire. That's good. Doesn't say the gauge.
So I have this other tech that came from CES, and I showed Epic this a while back. But to me, this was like the coolest, simplest solution to something that he actually like gripes about with multi-monitor setup, and that's the bezels.
Oh, bezelist.
Yeah,
free multi-monitor experience. Oh yeah, actually, he showed me this.
Isn't that wild?
He sent me this link.
Like, you have all these high-tech solutions and these like different, we're talking about like all these gauge wires and the different quality of the materials like going in to make it, and like then you have this. It's just like this prism that you like slap on the corner. It's perfectly angled for 130.
Huh. There's got to be a sense of blur there. I mean, yeah,
there is.
This is for the racing game, right?
There's some distortion. You see it, but honestly, like, it's livable. I mean, that's like, it's totally.
For the guy with three 1080p monitors laying around.
Yeah. You're going to have a bezel, or you're going to have a little distortion at the bezel, one or the other.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Yeah.
Looks all right.
You gonna order it? You gonna put it together? How many monitors you rocking?
I only have two.
7.
No, I don't even know how you would have. I don't even understand 7 or 6 monitor setups. Like listen.
It's a little bit excessive.
Yeah, let's talk about anybody with 6 monitors. I've never personally set up more than 2 because 2 works for me.
I have 3 at work. I have one of my monitors at work is my 1440.
Yeah, it's all backwards. The two that aren't fucking. This is funny. The two that aren't the one from the Dell one look like complete dog shit. So like all the spreadsheets are all like mushy, and then that one is like crisp and fucking ultra intense. It's like, what do you need 200? What do you need 144 fucking frame hertz refresh rate on your fucking work monitor? You're like Excel spreadsheets can't populate as quickly as that thing can like decipher it. It's like all backwards.
Yeah,
it's
but like most computers like only output like so many. They only have so many output slots, right?
Yeah. Three's a sweet. No, I have one runs through HDMI, one runs through DisplayPort, and one runs through Thunderbolt.
Right. So that's all your display outs.
Yeah. And
so how do people set up
the gaming monitor? They use. Hold on. There is a way. So an NVIDIA card can do 4 because it's got 3 display ports and an HDMI. You can probably split DisplayPort because DisplayPort actually has twice the
so you can
bandwidth
run
of
two
HDMI.
1080s. It like virtually splits it or whatever you want to say.
Yeah,
it distinguishes the two different outputs through the one cable.
You're busting out with the logistics question. You're like, how is that physically possible?
Well, I'm sure it splits the bandwidth and then it recognizes, the split. So it's 2 separate monitors, but you're splitting the bandwidth. So you're only getting 1080 at 30 and 1080 at 30 or something. There are 2 1080s at 60. The DisplayPort can do 1080 at 120, right? So maybe.
I mean, you can also do.
You can
do SLI. That's one way, right?
Yeah. I mean, I have a workstation card, so I have 6 outputs, but I know most cards don't do that. So I was wondering how people do that stuff. I have 6 micro HDMI.
Well, and I was reading a forum about it, and it kind of says what I said, that DisplayPort will support USB style hubs called MST hubs, and you can, so you do a hub.
Do a hub, and then it splits off all the channels for the DisplayPort. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and this person
I got it.
Multiple cards. SLI was one way to do it. I can't believe you have the capacity to run 6 monitors and you're not doing it, man.
I know I want to. I don't have 6 monitors though.
Yeah, I'm backwards. I got 3 monitors at work and I got 1 at home. Right? So there you have it.
Yeah, there you go. I can't believe you're only running 1 at home.
It's because I only want to do one thing at a time when I'm at home.
Yeah.
Many things at many times. So it's set up.
I can get overwhelmed. Like forget where I like put a tab. I'm like, where the
Well, I'm spoiled by the size of my monitor is 55 inches, so I can put windows all over it, and it's like it really simulates like having 8 monitors because it's so big, and because it's 4K, there's no loss in resolution. It's pretty cool though.
We talked about that before. I was like, why don't you put 4 1080 displays up?
Yeah, because I end up putting more than 4 displays up.
Yeah,
because my email only needs to be so big, right? And then my spreadsheet needs to be over here and all that. But yeah, no, I'm at work. I'm at work dreaming about, man, I wish I could just work at home. Then I could have everything open.
Yeah, so it's micro display ports or mini display ports is what I have 6.
MTV. Yeah.
So.
And you just go micro to micro or
micro to whatever, micro to display or micro to HDMI or whatever.
Because that's what my work laptop has, micro display port, and the Thunderbolt, which is interesting because Thunderbolt can do both video and power.
And data. And power.
And power, yeah. So when I plug in, I have a hub at work. So when I plug into my hub, it's one cord that plugs into my laptop, and then my hub distributes everything. So it pulls all 3 video from that one Thunderbolt cord. And then the hub splits everything up. I could probably run more than that if I needed to.
Oh, boy. And then you have Atmos, right? You have an Atmos set up? Did you see the Vizio soundbar for Atmos?
I did. What do you think about it? It's balling on a budget.
It's pretty cool. It rotates the two speakers on the side up, so it like bounces off the ceiling.
Yeah. So like,
it's pretty wild.
My Atmos setup that I have tower speakers, and then I have Atmos speakers sitting on top of them that point into the sky. They're made by Sony. They're Sony speakers. They're not expensive or anything, but that's one way to do that.
It's crazy that they have the sound bar that like
shoots that, and that's interesting.
It looks like they have 2 surround speakers there as well, though.
Yeah, and those surround speakers are going to have speakers on top of them.
So it's not really just a sound bar at that point.
No,
kind of cheating.
That's interesting. And then what happens? And so I have an Atmos sound bar that I don't use anymore, because when you put it in a cabinet, those firing speakers just fire into the cabinet. You have to have it on top, and then it's too thick to sit in front of a TV, so you'd have to lift the TV.
I know. Look at the image on it. Did you see the link I have?
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Look at that picture. How thin that monitor is, and then you have this weird round oblong thing
and you gotta
jettisoning
think,
out.
Is the stand, if you have it on a stand, is the stand tall enough to accommodate that?
That looks like it's mounted to the wall too.
Yeah, and then in my experience, I had the Samsung Atmos soundbar, really nice soundbar. It sounded great, but it didn't really produce true Atmos, because to do true Atmos, you need full range back speakers, and you need firing speakers up to the sky, and there's things you have to do.
Yeah, I mean that's like the most minimum Atmos setup you're ever gonna find is the soundbar.
It's like an apartment person's setup, so you can they move.
They'll blow your your fucking neighbor's wig back when you.
That too.
The fucking neighbors' fucking paintings are falling off their fucking wall.
Yeah, but it's small.
Oh no!
Non-intrusive. You're not mounting speakers into the apartment. All that. I was that 18-year-old kid that was drilling holes into my apartment, realizing I was going to have to fix that later.
Yeah, but at that point, like you realized pretty early on, right, that the soundbar is like you're not getting the full experience of the Atmos.
Yeah, and I spent premium money for that soundbar to then be disappointed. And I sat there for 2 years. I was like, nope, I'm not buying an Atmos system because I bought this, and then finally I just swallowed it and said, you know what, all right. So, but you can I probably spent maybe $1,000 on my Atmos system for my living room, and that's receiver, all the speakers included. It wasn't very expensive, and it was 10 times better. You just gotta, it's all Sony, and like I was cool because I was limited, because the entertainment center thing I bought had only a shallow opening for the receiver, so I was limited in what receivers I could get height wise. And so the receiver I got was like $300, and then each speaker was like $100, and it just put together really well. That's what I would suggest anybody that does an Atmos do a real Atmos system with budget speakers.
Yeah,
and then later on, later on you can go buy your Harman super system with your Marantz receiver and all, and if you can tell the difference between the decibel levels and the hertz coming to your ears, and more power to you.
It's like getting into like wine. You're not going to start with a $500 bottle of wine, because you're not even going to understand what's happening in your mouth.
That's the perfect analogy. And then what goes wrong, right? And Atmos isn't a perfect thing, right? So everything's encoded differently. Everything sounds different. So learn to play with Dolby Atmos first, and then. Like PC
just learn
games.
The setup, yeah,
PC games. If you want to play games that are in Atmos, I had to learn how to get that Atmos into my monitor and into my stereo. There's a lot to it.
Yeah, there's a lot to. That's
but it's worth it.
Even
Dolby,
just getting 7.1 to like my headset is a task. Yeah. Making sure that it's actually like firing 7.1, and the thing is too, like most headsets are virtual. So that's right. It's two speakers changing the sound staging to your ears. That's actually the new consoles, specifically PlayStation, are going to utilize better sound in the way that Windows Sonic.
Yeah, Well, it's just the way sound the timing of when sound leaves and hits your ears can simulate surround. They can do a lot of stuff with stereo that they're not doing right now with frequencies.
Wow, that is pretty cool. And I heard about fucking all that shit that Xbox, or is it Sony that's doing that?
It's
Xbox
Sony.
is supposed to have one too, I thought.
Yeah, they're doing something like it. But I mean, Atmos is cool. The best game I've played that really illustrated Atmos in my living room was Forza, and it has where you're racing a jet, and you're racing, and you can hear the jet over you fly by you, and it's freaking amazing. That's the best simulation of Atmos that I've tried.
I want to get into Forza again, but the problem is that they took it like too far from what I was used to.
Its arcade roots.
Yeah, I mean, like, and it was cool because they integrated like a rank system and all that stuff, but they didn't like properly integrate it, and then I feel like it's dead now, and I don't know.
You're like you're getting old. You're starting to sound like a boomer there, buddy. You're like these whippersnappers. They took a good thing and made it. Yeah.
Well, they did. I mean, I didn't like the old system either, and I was hoping that they would like figure out what was wrong with adding, you know, cat and mouse games to racing. Like, you're gonna load out with a Lamborghini with like stiff road suspension, and then they're gonna throw in like one playground game of like cat and mouse, and it's weird. And then they didn't even care about the racing in that game. It was more about like the skill chaining and the, you know, and it was
arcadey.
It was arcadey,
That's what it was for.
But it was too arcadey. They didn't offer anything for the people that wanted to race in an arcade setting, I guess.
Yeah,
it was like all arcade.
But. Yeah. Well, then you have the opposite extreme, which is like the what's that one game that's on Steam that's just simulation overkill.
Right.
You know,
I would even say that Forza is like the regular line is like fucking hard.
It's overkill. It is really hard.
Oh, Forza?
Yeah. Forza Motorsport. That thing is hard.
Yeah, racing simulator. I'm sitting here next to my wheel that I never used, thinking about how hard Forza was, and how I had to go back to the controller.
It's nothing like real drive. It's so weird. And then you get online and people like ram into you, and that's it. Or you get online and people are just god tier real racing drivers. Like, why are you even playing Forza still? Like, get a real, like, start racing for real. Like, you're that good. I don't care what you got to do. If you got to like remove the pedals and the steering wheel for a controller, like, you'll win every time. This guy's amazing. Shaving time off, like, systematically. Tuning. People are like professional tuners. Like, why are you here and not in a garage?
Yeah,
probably do both though.
Yeah, probably.
Most of those people are fucking to get into tuning professionally and like, yeah, they did it in real life. They're out there like really tuning their cars, like diving in and like fucking losing their wigs because they're like, oh, look at that, I could change my cambering by 6 degrees. I wonder if that'll help my lap times on the fucking 7th and 8th turn. And it's like, holy fuck, dude.
Someone did a video on YouTube a while back where they took somebody with like a PlayStation 2, a Gran Turismo, and sat him down like set him down and set him up with a PlayStation at the track where like a real driver in like the same car like also like was driving, and they compared the lap times. I don't remember the outcome, but
I
think he won.
I was waiting for
I think he did win.
I got you hook, line, and sinker, and then I dropped
I was like, wait, oh, what happened?
Okay. Hang on, I'll look it up.
That's funny.
I think he won, to be honest.
The PlayStation driver?
Yeah, I think he won.
I think he did too. But yeah, Microsoft does a lot of that, like, really. Yeah, I mean, look at just their cross-play, play anywhere. They try so hard to stretch and try every new technology, cloud technology, and like Dave was saying, the Atmos, like, it's so wild what they're trying to do all the time. That's why I really appreciate Xbox in some ways.
Well, I think they're more in tune with what gamers want. right now. Sony has a lot of really good exclusive stuff. You know,
Dude, they did a study.
Yeah.
Did I tell you guys about that study? I think I could have swore I told one of the two of you about that. They're like only 15% of gamers today care about exclusivity. All they want to do is play games. They don't give a fuck about what's exclusive.
I get upset when the things are exclusive or they're not cross-platform now, because I really like. I'm upset that I feel like I've ditched like Mike and Damon. Like I hardly ever talk to those guys, and like Mike's so cool, you know. I feel bad, but I don't want to play Rocket League all the damn time.
Yeah, you don't want to start a GoFundMe to get the guy a computer so he can play with us.
Exactly.
He's gonna feel bad. Come on now, we should get him a computer. Get this guy GoFundMe, put it on Facebook, get that done. Bring him into our fold. This is where it's all going anyway. See, now I have a decision. Am I gonna buy a Xbox, or am I going to?
Did you see that there's two versions of both of them?
Yeah, I
stick
heard
with your
that
computer for sure.
Yeah,
because the way Microsoft is running is like you don't need the Xbox console.
Yeah, not to play their exclusives. I can play Madden on EA's Origin service. That was actually a really good thing. I enjoyed it too. It was really nice on the PC. You know, so those are the only games that really I was missing before in the exclusive games. And I love the exclusive games. Ori's coming out. Have you played Ori?
Yeah. Well, no.
I thought you said Rory, like the golf game.
No, Ori. It's dope. It's like Metroid.
March 11th. I got it on the calendar.
Yeah. Oh, I played that. I loved the original. That was an amazing game. It was so much fun, and that's hard.
So I just put the link in for the video. It's actually they have a Forza Motorsports 6 video with a gamer and driver. First lap was the pro driver came out 240 lap time, and the gamer came out 241 lap time.
Oh.
So it's like off by 1 second.
That's crazy.
For the first lap. I mean, it's a testament to their simulation is what they're going for.
They plopped this guy in the middle of the track.
Yeah, they put him right at the starting line.
Yeah. That's great. I like Forza. I like the Forza.
I like all the Forzas. They're really hard. It's discouraging. It's like, Jesus.
Yeah, but it's because your ego gets in the way, and you won't turn any of the assist. Fuck all this.
Yeah,
you turn everything off. You tap the gas, and you're doing donuts. You gotta, do the training wheels for a minute, and then ease off of them.
I start.
I don't want any dependability or dependencies.
Dude,
that conversation.
Dude, Forza Horizon.
No crutches.
How many cars Epic do I have in Forza Horizon that are drivable with rear wheel?
Yeah,
like I could count on like one hand. There's like 5 rear wheel drive cars that are like manageable.
Just spin out of control.
Almost all of them, because you're putting 1,200 plus horsepower in like. What's that Chrysler like?
Well, the thing was that was the
Spitfire
trade-off. Was all-wheel drive cars weren't as fast as rear-wheel cars on the top half, but they were harder to control on the initial launches. So it's a lot higher skills.
It's a nice wheel this guy's using too. I think he's using the wheel I have.
But it's crazy because like we would win because of our launches at like sometimes, you know.
So this guy racing in the middle of the racetrack, right? You can't imagine he would probably do better if he was not in the middle of the racetrack. Like his living
I
room.
don't know. He'd be all right.
He's wearing sunglasses. That's crazy. Huh. Yeah, that is the Logitech wheel. It's a great wheel. I mean, I love the setup. I got to figure out how to get it going. It's just exhausting. Have you driven with a wheel? It's like, it's tiring.
No, Epic's told me
it's
like,
hard.
I've heard I heard it like clanking around on his like end table or whatever he had it set up on. Yeah. His little TV tray that he had mounted.
Yeah, no, you can't. I tried. You can't do it that way, but
yeah, the pushback is like the force. He dialed it in and stuff. But
oh no, I got the chair and everything, and it's really nice, but it's just unwieldy, like unwieldy.
Yeah.
And you're sweating, and you're like, oh, you're all tired as hell, and you're freaking out, and because it's real, you know.
Yeah, it's cool. I would want one, but
I regret getting it because now it's collecting dust.
yeah.
Honestly,
Set it up. Get Forza running.
it's a novelty. Yeah. No, I suck already. I got it. I have to try. Actually, I haven't tried Forza with the Elite controller. I'm curious.
Yeah, maybe we can hop back into Forza and try and run some races. See if I can't get hooked in it again. You know.
Last time you were on, we did that new. You're
Yeah.
immediately dissatisfied.
I was like, no, this isn't the game I want.
Yeah, your tone changed.
The Battle Royale.
Yeah,
No,
it was ugly.
I was like, this sucks.
Yeah, you're right.
So I was so upset.
So you guys, you do any VR at all? Have you played with anything?
Nope. I want to, but I'm scared.
Yeah. Well, they got
I'm scared
that new,
I'm gonna get too like wrapped up in it.
Well, they got the new Half-Life coming out, so I want to get that.
Yeah,
and so you get the cheap set that me and Scotty got, like the Quest, right? And then
Epic. What?
Yeah, I have one.
You got one?
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
But you can. There's a new cable, and you can plug it into your computer, and it doubles its power, triples its power. And
so you guys got the mobile one, huh?
Yeah, but
I wouldn't do that. You got to go full bore.
No, you don't. It's better this way.
It's better. No, fuck
yeah.
spending $2,000 on VR. It's the same goddamn thing. It's
and
not
then
a bad
kid
setup.
like runs into the.
No,
the,
but
like,
you
monitors.
you can play it. You can play it wirelessly, but now there's a wire you can plug into it, plug it into your computer, and it turns into a Vive. And you can play all the Steam games, all the Oculus games, and it uses.
I see a lot of VR games that I want to play.
Oh yeah, it's good. It's fun, but it's same
just
thing.
uses
It's a novelty.
Display.
It's a novelty, so you gotta.
The gyroscope.
You're alone. You're all alone. It's kind of lonely.
No, there's like multiplayer VR games.
There's
on Steam.
Yeah,
it's not. Yeah, it's a novelty right now, but wait until they create like houses and VR games where you're like MMOs. A VR MMO is what they really need to sell it.
Right.
That's just like what everybody wants.
Yeah, because I was looking on here, and that Half-Life is what everybody wants.
Yeah, that would be like the first big VR game.
It's single player, no?
Yeah, you're Alex from Half-Life. Oh no, there's people that
get it out of here.
There's people that have played the first Half-Life 20-some years ago that have been waiting for this moment their whole entire life. Not me. I'm not a Half-Life super geek.
No, I don't know why people are like. Listen, the game was cool, but
when it came out, it was revolutionary because it was the first story-driven first-person game. They were talking to you.
I guess it's like my love for Halo, Halo 2.
Yeah, no,
that was my first.
But so it's because of when you're. Shooter. But it wasn't a competitive shooter at the time. It was like because I played Halo. I played all that stuff.
Halo
this
2.
is before.
Halo was an experience.
This was before Halo, though. It was even way before that.
You had that Quake and.
Yeah. But it was when it came out it was cool. And nothing to shoot. Half-Life has nothing to do with shooting people.
No.
You guys are like you shoot aliens, right? And I'm like, no.
It was like
it's not what it's about.
Elder Scrolls before Elder Scrolls was.
Oh no, that was Elder Scrolls was for super geeks.
Well, Morrowind and what was the first one where you were like first person, like third person?
Half-Life 2 was good.
That was that was not Morrowind.
It was a solid like single player first person shooter with like characters that had reasons.
Oblivion was such a shitty great game. It was like the worst.
Exactly what Half-Life was.
Worst great game I ever played in my life. You're like running through pea soup, and you like draw distance was like 10 feet, and like it would just stutter and crash, and it was amazing because you.
I played Half-Life on the orange box.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You played like 20 years after it was popular.
Yeah,
like, you didn't.
It was like good at the time, but
you didn't
go
from playing Duke Nukem to then Half-Life came out.
Right.
Duke Nukem was so terrible.
Yeah. Quake.
If I wasn't old enough to appreciate it, but
Quake, Doom, Duke Nukem, right? And then that was just running around in corridors shooting shit, and then all of a sudden the Half-Life opens and the dude is looking at you, talking to you. And you're like, holy shit, this is the most amazing thing I've ever experienced.
And like the things that you could do in that game were like wild.
Oh, the crowbar. It was like it was all-purpose crowbar, things like that, But it was just genre defining. It was cool.
I guess that's why everybody's got the hard on for the new one.
It's like have you played System Shock?
No, what
No,
the hell is
I don't think
System Shock?
It's another genre-defining game. All the games that you guys played were made by these games first. System Shock it's a first person, but it had you explored, and it was multifaceted, and it had a story, and it was an adventure. You were discovering things. It's what, like Deus Ex. The first Deus Ex was just mind blowing.
Yeah,
because it was a first person role playing game where you built your character the way you wanted to.
Yeah, then they had story driven like role playing games, and it's.
Well, they took Dungeons and Dragons and put it on computer. I know it's not shooting aliens. Bad. It's not being the best shooter of aliens in the room at the time.
I don't know why they're not making the new Half-Life multiplayer. That's all I.
Yeah, that's all you're like. Does it
missed opportunity?
Does it come in 300 frames per second? Because if it doesn't, then what's the point?
Yeah, but that's like selling a Cybertruck with like 200 miles of range or something. You know what I mean? It's like, why would they?
Oh, it's 500.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
If they only gave it like 100 miles range, like you'd look at it the same way I look at Half-Life. Like now, no. I'm like, why would they not give it multiplayer?
Yeah, because
Halo revolutionized the way first-person shooters were considered first-person shooters because it was on a console. The PC people had that for so long, but console people never had anything like that. They never had an immersive first-person, story-driven, solid, well-rounded shooter that was like in space. It was like something that you could dive into. It was
no, well said. Yeah, no, that's right.
Halo defined a generation of gamers that. It bridged the gap, I guess, because Halo was never built for the PC either, which was actually really interesting.
It made consoles legitimate.
Well, it brought that genre to people that couldn't afford a PC.
Exactly, that's what it was. It was about like, I can't have a PC, but I can still get a solid, put together game, and Bungie blew that fucker right out of the park. Dude,
so I remember playing. When I got the first Xbox in Halo, and I remember playing split screen Halo with my brother-in-law, Jen's brother, and I could not wrap my mind around the thumbsticks. Like, it blew, because I played so the first real genre console defining first person shooter was GoldenEye, right?
That was actually if you could consider that, because you had to play with the fucking C buttons.
Yeah, right, that and Turok.
Turok was a good one too.
And
Turok was hardcore, dude. Turok was gritty.
That was P-Soup.
Fucking dinosaur heads off. Yeah, that game was bad.
And so I remember playing. Actually, I was playing Turok, and my buddy, I think I was like 20, and he came in from New York, and he was like working the stock market already as a 20-year-old kid. He's super genius, but he had a super computer. He's sitting on my couch, and I'm like, dude, it's first person shooter. This is amazing. And he's like, yeah, I've seen that shit before. I got a fucking computer at home. With fucking Quake and Duke Nukem. You haven't played that shit? And I'm like, fucking no, what is that? And he turned me on all to those. I'd never even played that before. He was like, this is bullshit. Fucking you playing with a fucking controller. And he walked me into my computer, made me buy I think we got.
How long ago was this?
It was 1996.
So like 24 years ago?
20, yeah.
So 24 years ago, you were like told not to use a controller, and 24 years later, you're like,
this is a bunch of fucking bullshit. You guys from New York, I don't listen to nothing New York people say. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm fucking saying?
You know what I'm fucking saying?
Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, no, he's a good friend of mine. But he turned me on to PCs. That's why I ended up going and learning to use the mouse and the keyboard and all that. And that's why that stupid Nintendo controller was why I had a hell of a time learning how to play Halo. Because you press the buttons to move forward and back, not the stick.
Yeah, they were like, no one's gonna want two joysticks. They like never saw that coming. The future of two joysticks.
Let's put it in the middle. Everyone likes that.
Right? Yeah, ergonomics was like ill got. The console that changed all of that was it was PlayStation's DualShock because of Gran Turismo. But the people that revolutionized the controller was Sega's Dreamcast, and Microsoft bought the people who designed the Dreamcast controller to design the Xbox, whatever they called it, that fucking thing that was like the size of a human head.
The first one, yeah, the first.
Yeah,
Xbox?
that fucking stupid. Yeah, the Duke. That thing.
Giants that lived up in the mountain. It was the or
no bumpers. It had the black and white button out of nowhere.
Yeah, your arms are all tired from holding it. You're like, oh my god.
Yeah, the black and white buttons were so far too. I forgot about that. They're like, what the fuck? Like, smash your forehead on them because it was so fucking far away.
Yeah, that's how you threw grenades.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, unless you change your loadout. And stuff.
Change grenades. Black.
That's how you change
grenades, and white was to turn your flashlight on.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Turn your flashlight.
That's right. Yeah. No, that's great.
Played a lot of Halo.
I know.
It's a good game.
It's cool because it's like different generations of gaming. You know what I mean? And it's all one language, but everyone experiences it differently.
Yeah. Well, dude, Dreamcast for all its glory was like way.
Oh yeah. Well, that was the first one I played. I was playing in NFL 2K online on a 56K modem.
Yeah, they were the first people to do online play.
And it was funny because I remember playing this guy, and it was Deion Sanders was playing for the Redskins, I believe, right? And he back when there was no rules about football online, so he would put Deion Sanders as the quarterback, and he would hike it to him, and then he would run ramshot all over me.
Yeah.
And then you could pause it and taunt people. So he would pause it and he would show me when I missed a tackle. Or if I was quarterback and I threw it to this guy, he would pause the game and show me where my wide receiver was wide open and I should have hit him. And I remember like it was the longest game of my life because the dude kept pausing it, but I didn't want to stop because he was like teaching me a lesson about like this was what online gaming was. It was unadulterated, no rules. This is where you're going to have a 13-year-old, no more than you, tell you off, tell you suck. You know, it was like my indoctrination into
yeah, that was the beginning of online gaming.
And you couldn't talk. You couldn't talk at that time. But you could pause and you could show and you could talk that way just fine. It was crazy. Yeah, that was a Dreamcast. That's like my favorite.
Yeah, they had the memory cards that you could pull out and play the game. You can continue playing certain games with the memory cards. But you'd pull them out and they'd like pound on the little. Look like a Game Boy.
Yeah, and they had the resolution of a Nokia cell phone at the time.
Yeah, at the time.
Yeah,
but they were. Dude, remember Shinobi? Did you ever play that, or was it Shinobi?
No. I did. I do remember Shinobi, but that wasn't it. It was
no. Oh God, what was the name of that game? It was such a piece of shit.
So you had a Dreamcast.
I did, yeah. I had a Dreamcast. I loved it.
Oh, is it? I know what you're talking about.
My cousins had a Dreamcast.
Shenmue.
Crazy Taxi.
Yeah.
No, Drake. God, Crazy Taxi.
Yeah, Shenmue 3 just came out, and it's like the same game 20 years later.
I remember like crying and throwing my Dreamcast controller as a kid because I was like, this game sucks. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And it's because it was above my mental ceiling. Like,
I think about that a lot. You had to be
back at certain times, and like the game was always progressive. So like if you missed something, it was gone forever. You never got a chance to go back, and the whole story would change. And so it was this big revolutionary switch into like storytelling video gameplay, and it was like what took people to the Dreamcast, and it was a fucking piece of shit.
I think about that a lot in old games. Like when I was young, my mental capacity was not capable of operating like to the fullest a lot of games. Like GTA, like I don't have like GTA 3. I don't.
Yeah.
First off, I didn't own it myself, so I played at my friend's house, and we never got off the first island.
No, because you just dicking around.
Because we just dicking around, yeah.
Yeah.
And then like it was like that for a lot of games. Like I never progressed. I was just dicking around. Apparently,
I'm still playing Red Dead Redemption, right? I play it, and just because I'm running around killing bears and doing stupid shit I shouldn't be doing, but to each his own, you know. If that's fun to you.
Well, back then there wasn't to each his. There was like one way to go, but I never went that way because I was too like.
Yeah. Well, Grand Theft Auto, that 3 was one of the first games that was truly open world.
Talk about revolutionary, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, genre defining. It's funny because I'm sitting here looking at this list of Dreamcast games, and there's a lot of steps in that direction here. Like they had Crazy Taxi, right? And that was the first open world driving game. And then they had like Shenmue, which was the first open world role playing game. And then they had like Skies of Arcadia, which had multiple lands and stuff that you put all these together, and what do you get? Right? You get Grand Theft Auto. and that's cool.
Yeah.
Now you
Grand
have
Theft Auto was terrible before 3. It was a top-down.
Yeah,
it was
top down.
top-down,
Nobody
yeah.
ever played like the first. You know, how many people
No.
played? Did you play?
No, I played Grand Theft Auto 2 on the PC. It was a PC game.
Now you have like 1,000 clones of the same game.
Yeah, but then what happens is Rockstar turns out another Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead, and you're like, how do they keep doing it? Every single one is new and awesome. It's amazing.
Yeah,
I mean, Grand
AAA
Theft Auto
games
5.
are still like. Listen, there's some indie games, but the amount of indie games I enjoy every year is about the same, even though there's exponentially more people making indie games. Like I only enjoy like a handful of indie games every year, and like that has never changed my whole life. AAA games are the same. I only enjoy a handful of them. It's weird how we've increased the production of games, but not every single one is great.
Yeah, but you surprise me sometimes. Like you play Divinity, right? Original Sin. That would be one that I wouldn't guess that you would sink into for how long it is. It's story driven. It's turn based role playing.
I played that with my girl.
Yeah,
both of them.
But you enjoyed it, right? Both your girls, both your games.
Yeah, no, both of them. No, you can't. The first one was only 2-player, so
yeah,
one of them missed out.
I can't play with my kids because I don't want to explain how to play it. It's too convoluted.
Wait, what?
Divinity.
You think you'd have to explain it, or they would explain it to you?
Whoa! See, that's my genre, buddy. Well, you're running around killing aliens. That's where I rest.
Yeah, that was a good game. I don't mind story-driven games, but again, I can only. It's like movies with me. Like sometimes I'm just in the mood for something, and sometimes I'm definitely not. You know.
Yeah, I have a bad habit of playing movies in my head before I watch them, and then I don't want to watch them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, and then the ending, and then never mind, I don't watch that movie.
Yeah,
it's better if I just sit down and someone hits play, and then I'm like, oh, this one. Yeah.
Like, yeah, do I really feel like watching this with that you know, this is gonna happen, and
right. But now you can get anything, anytime. That's why Netflix and Disney Plus and Hulu and all that shit.
Accessibility.
Yeah, I can. Novelty is right at my fingertips.
Supply killed my demand. I swear.
Well, I found some good stuff though that I like. Like we watched, we got the Apple Plus because I got an iPhone, so I got a free year of Apple Plus, right?
Yeah.
And so I tried that the morning show that they have with Jennifer Aniston. It was really good, like really good. And on top of that, it's filmed in Dolby Vision HDR, which both my phone and my TV had. So I was able to showcase like this new technology that I had to its fullest capability. It's like a double whammy. First, it was a really good show, and then its technology and its cinematography were really, really good.
You could marvel at it.
Yeah, it blows your mind. They intentionally use stark contrasts and bright whites and deep blacks to showcase the iPhone is what it's made for. And so it's really cool, and it's telling a good story. So yeah, that's where it's going. They're going to hit you over the head with bits of novelty and bite-sized experiences that are premium bite-sized experiences. They're getting smart. TV is getting a lot smarter. Movies are doomed, especially with the coronavirus. Who's going to the movies? I bet.
Yeah, it's a big deal. They're pushing a bunch of movies back this year till the late summer because they don't want to.
Like I want to go see. I want to go see Milan, but I'm probably not going to.
Why? You're scared?
I don't want to sit in a movie theater full of.
No, it's going to be empty. That's the So the only people there are going to be the sick people. Sick people are going to run the world, just like the zombie apocalypse.
It's like
no one's.
It's 12 Monkeys. This is the beginning of 12 Monkeys. Remember that movie? That was a virus.
I heard about it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good movie. Watch that. 12 Monkeys sends everybody underground. The only thing above ground is the animals, because it only attacks humans.
Yeah. See, that's gonna be us. Only the sick are gonna be safe because they're already sick. You know.
Well, they end up. I mean, what happens when it manifests and grows and changes? and becomes a super ultra extra special virus. See, that's actually the number one thing that happens with global warming is that viruses become more virulent, and because the warmer temperatures, they can head north and
they can survive
longer
and mutate. They don't get killed off every generation.
Yep.
Crazy.
That's right.
Here we go. I'm surprised to come on, Tesla. Elon Musk.
How can we reverse fucking global warming?
Global warming.
Those Starlink satellites are gonna beam down.
No, electric cars is the start of it, right? Gas emissions, CO2. Do you see? So what's that town that the coronavirus started in? Wuhan, or is that what it is?
Yeah, it's Wuhan, man.
They did a satellite imagery of the town during its lockdown, and the pollution completely went away because nobody was driving. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Because it also coincided with the Chinese New Year, and so nobody was driving and nobody was out and everybody was on vacation, and you literally cleared the pollution almost 100% in the town.
You know what's interesting too?
In the area,
I got this link for whiskey, and it talks about the nuclear fallout and how it changed the way that they can date whiskey. Basically, you can tell if there's a fake because of the vintage. So after we dropped nuclear bombs, there was this isotope or this, this difference in the air that the grains and everything reflect. So if you have an old bottle that was bottled before bombs dropped, then it wouldn't have that isotope or whatever it's called.
Ah, interesting. Is it worldwide? Is it a worldwide phenomenon?
Yeah, because the bombs, the nuclear effect of it spread worldwide. So you can tell
traces of excess carbon-14.
Mm-hmm. So now you can tell if it was bottled before or after the bombs dropped.
That is not a 1936 Scotch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, carbon dating says otherwise. I want my money back.
The 1926 Macallan.
That's right. I had it tested for carbon-14 dating, and it clearly is not showing excess carbon-14.
Yeah, sheer amount of scientific money that's being dropped on fucking whiskey is insane at this point.
I think
we could have cured cancer 17 times.
I was thinking about it today.
What we're gonna do is carbon date our whiskeys. Well, why? It makes no sense.
I was thinking about it today because of the because we were going to do the podcast, and I was remembering the links that I had been saving up. So I actually think that they used this same carbon-14 testing on something else, and I think they just adapted it.
I think you could do carbon-14 testing on almost everything.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of carbon dating is done, I thought, through carbon-14 testing.
Probably. There was something that was really prominent in the past that I saw an article about. Some other thing that they needed to test for. Sure, it was art or something.
Yeah, it's probably art. It only goes back so far though. Carbon dating. You can only check.
But all right. Let's see what else we have here. I saw some Centauri at the store today. It's $35 for a bottle.
Yeah, the Toki.
It's going into Walmart.
It's supposed to you're supposed to start seeing a shortage of that stuff or a price hike because they're running out of the barrel.
Hibiki is highly allocated right now.
Yeah, they can't match the supply to the demand.
Yeah.
Because you can only make so many barrels of the Japanese oak.
Yep. Oh, it's highly bottle buy only.
Mm-hmm. So buy that up. What?
Yeah, I mean Japanese whiskey's where it's at, right?
Yeah, that's what the problem is that they're running out of it.
But they can't make it. Is it because of the ingredients? What's going on?
No, it's the barrels, right?
The time.
Oh, because they have to use Japanese oak.
And the time. They didn't make enough when they first started barreling.
Yeah, because it's shelving 17, 21, and 25 years ago. See, they weren't forward thinking. Like before they kamikaze and attacked America. Yeah. Like they didn't think like, you know,
what would happen.
Yeah, you know
they didn't know about nuclear warheads.
There's possibly not a very forward-thinking culture. I'm not sure.
They didn't know about carbon-14. So
yeah, they're like
it could have been forward-thinking. They could have thought like, let's not make a lot of it.
Right? Maybe they're being conservative. Maybe they were trying to drive the price up. Maybe they see something that we didn't see.
Mm-hmm.
Japanese
they were like,
are so interesting in their decision. I've always like looked at the Japanese with curiosity. It was for a long time we thought, well, they're doing everything better, but then you see the burnout and the cultural shifts that they're having. You know, their economy crashing, and then they're basically becoming more like us every day because of their culture is evolving into something that everybody evolves in eventually. You can't work 80 hours a week and push and drive and go endlessly as a whole society for that long without
their millennials are like starting to show.
That's right. You know? Yeah. They don't give a shit either. They're like, you know,
they don't give a shit either. Listen, the boomers screwed up the world. So now the millennials are like, well, what's the point? And then you have the Zoomers, which are completely gone. They don't even understand.
Well, the millennials are interesting because the millennials experienced the recession, right? And so there's more frugality with their money, but at the same time, they don't want to work as much as their parents did. Mm-hmm. They see them all burnt out and divorced and
like my father is like, I hate my job. I can't wait to retire. Thinking about early retirement. I hate my job. Like, damn. And then he's like, why don't you just, you know, work more? And it's like, because I don't want to like be 50 and ready to like murder everybody around me.
Right. Yeah, there's balance. There's balance in all things.
I don't want to fight with my wife over like the fact that she bought a shower curtain when I said I was going to pick one up, but I haven't picked one up for a week, so she bought one. You know?
Those are good. That's a good fight.
I don't want to be like ready to murder the guy that's burping next to me.
Oh yeah, the burping story.
Epic knows about that one.
No.
Oh yeah, he knows.
Like, who burps around you all the time at work, Epic?
I don't have anybody.
He's on the world.
Yeah, we get to go as we want. Excuse me, freely. We're like fucking hippies.
Yeah.
He's like nomads, vagabonds.
Nomad. He's nomadic. Yeah, he just goes where he wants, when he wants to go there. I call him at 3:30 in the afternoon. I can hear baby playing. You're already done.
You hear like nursery rhyme nursery music in the background.
I can hear the faint sound of panic in his voice when he starts projecting himself into 5 o'clock traffic. If you ask him to do something,
this guy just cut me off. And then you hear like nursery music. What radio station is that, buddy?
It gets bad. The traffic changes from the difference between 4 and 5 is.
The infrastructure of New Mexico's road or Albuquerque in general is like shit.
Oh man,
like there's only 3 ways to get over the fucking. Well, there's 2 main ways to get to where we live, over the water, or you go way out to Bernalillo, and it's under construction. Yes, bud.
And that's under construction. Yeah. The whole town under construction over there. But
yeah, we have so many potholes. It's like they don't do any construction
with the snow.
Oh yeah, dude, with the snow and the ice and the salt.
Yeah. Oh, these cars all rusting out from the underneath.
Yeah, your cars are rusting out, and then you're like breaking off your rusted out suspension on these foot deep potholes when you're going 65.
Right. And everybody out there changes their own oil. They're not.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, those real men out there. It's 30 below. They're like, I'm changing the oil.
I know my dad like was talking about that. I had to change the oil the other day. It's like, whoa. Couldn't let it get like a couple more 1,000 miles.
Right? I'm sitting in the waiting room of Nissan looking like, man, it looks cold out there.
I'm like waiting for it to get like 35 to like change my oil. My fingers are freezing.
Perfect oil changing weather. Yeah, and racking 35. Your knuckle on a side of a sharp metal object.
No blood. No blood to like sponge the concussion of the metal.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and then the metal's like negative 10 degrees. Frostbitten fingers.
I'm like, $30 to change my oil? Done. Where do I? Yeah, do that. Yeah.
30. I get $30 full synthetic.
Yeah, synthetic.
And I know exactly how tight I put on my oil cap.
Right? Yeah. See, I twist it 2.5 times. Those guys aren't twisting it 2.5 times.
Yeah, they only did. When I get my car back from like a tire rotation, I break out the torque wrench. Yeah. I make sure I got 110 pounds or 100 pounds of pressure on there. Pounds of torque.
Not me. I stand on the tire iron and I jump up and down until it won't turn. That's how I know it's on. Yeah. Good times.
All right. I have a bunch of 3D printing news too, but I'll probably just hold off on all that until the next. I got one that we'll talk about next time. Which is pretty interesting. They printed Mummy's like voice box.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
You don't want to hear what a mummy sounds like?
Oh, yeah, Jesus they like Christ. Reconstructed.
We're gonna have robots killing us that sound like mummies from the
mummy robots. Yeah. So we'll talk about that next time. And there's a 3D printer that builds like a whole building and all types of stuff on that.
Penn State.
So we're gonna try for next week, right? Again, Saturday. Everybody free for that? Or?
Yeah, I think so.
I think anything's going on next Saturday.
All right, we'll figure it out. Do you want to try and do like a nap time for the kids again, Epic?
Yeah, that worked out.
Is that after game time for you, Dave?
I don't know. What my schedule is actually next weekend.
Oh, we'll talk about that.
I will make some time for sure.
Yeah, I think Epic puts the kids down around noon, and then if you happen to be free around noon for like an hour and a half, then we'll do it then. Yeah.
No, I know something's going on, but I never know until late in the week what I've got myself into.
Yeah. Yep. I'm this. Oh, yeah. We'll try and do it around then. We'll see.
Yeah, cool. If not, then we can do it later in the evening, I guess.
Yeah.
Either midday or. Yep.
Sounds good. Wrap it up there.